Oh, welcome once again to Blaine's Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet. We get together to talk about the things that help us escape. Let me, before doing anything, let me make sure this is still technically working, or did this just, gosh dang it. It ends up making a new one. Okay, hold on. Well, I gotta spread this around. Welcome,
Hello.
Serranos.
How's the mic sound? Sound normal?
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the fan was being heard because I got like an air purifier thing going.
Oh yeah. No, you are solid. I just have to change this. Okay. Save. Get me that shareable link. Copy. Open all the socials. Oh geez, it is warm around here.
Thankfully, it's like still pretty cool here, but you have a warmer room than me. Usually, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, for sure. It is a second story. And then we just get one more right here.
Yeah, I also have like two windows that like get airflow directly through my room. Yeah, I watched all of the shows except for Danger to My Heart.
Perfect.
I say it's funny. Level 99 Villainous came out today. That one felt very funny. Not really in a good way. It's just it felt like they had a lot of backloaded progression. They're like, okay, we're wrapping up the story next episode, so we're gonna push all this stuff here now. And there's like
hilarious.
there's more just like voiceovers like this is happening. The Demon King is rising. He's attacking the land. He's sending his armies after us. It's like we have just all this like just pushed into this episode because they took too long in the rest of the show.
And then I want to make this one private so no one sees that one. Okay, perfect. Gosh, don't quadruple click things. Yeah. Basically.
Well, now you should probably post the one that's actually live.
That's what I was just doing. Why do you think I was like silent and just stared for so long? I'm clicking away. I'm clicking away. I'm clicking everything I can click right now.
Yeah, I was also working on shooting my video tape, but I had no energy. My delivery is just terrible.
Oh, that's always the worst is when you're like, oh look, time, and then you're like, oh, motivation, where did you go?
Yeah, I'm trying to do this, but I cannot get like good delivery. I'm just like, I hate the way this sounds. I had some other stuff that sounded better for Monday, but I was like, it doesn't light up.
For sure. Okay.
One thing that is nice is the camera does look really good with the whiteboard.
Oh, good. You always worry about that.
That works out
like
just
a yellow
fine.
board instead, then you're like, dang it, why is this?
Yeah, the camera that works fine. The whiteboard that looks solid. My black marker does not erase very well. The other colors do, though.
Hold on, let me look at YouTube from not my account. Okay, good. It is still working. Good. Now we just gotta wait for everyone to finish watching.
The other one.
Otaku Gamer. Talk to Bolt the Word. It's like half my audience over there on the stream. Hey Fondue, what's going on? So wacky day week means weird and wacky drink. So we are running a margarita tonight.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, and so hi everyone to that. Delicious.
What shows did you watch this weekend?
I watched not a lot, but that's okay. We'll talk about it in a minute. It half did because I did Veritax. That was not YouTube coming for me. That was me coming for me. I was like, you know what? It's too smooth right now. What if I just click the wrong button? And instead of opening up my little tab of like things that I can do, I just hit the end stream button. And then I was like, shit. I clicked start stream real quick. And then I was like, shit, because that means it starts a new stream instead of the old stream. So
Blaine trusted himself today and it didn't work.
Yeah, I'm weary. It's hot. I like today's a wild day. At least the blainsescapecorner.com/live link always works. So that's always good. Whoops, you already said that. New link in case you missed it. How about that? How about that? Twitter. You call you Twitter now.
Can you delete your old tweet?
No, I'll just restream and say new link or repost or whatever. Hot? Yes. I am roasting. I am roasting and toasting.
It is up to 79 degrees here. It's too hot.
Oh man, what am I at?
No, I was talking about you. I was joking the years of summer. I'm at like 60, high 60.
I'm at 65 right now. It's too hot.
You're dying.
I'm dying. So Shed, if you've been following on the shorts, is complete-ish. So now it's time to move stuff into it. And it's been really nice because I've been running an AC unit, the little AC mini split. It's a 110 volt mini split off of all the solar panels and the battery. And I was like, oh, this is cool. It's working. Like the battery charged up real fast because it's been really bright lately. And I was like, let's see how this works. There is so much solar power in those 10 panels, and they're only 390 watt panels. So, theoretically in series, they were looking at 3,900 watts out of that. And I'm getting enough sun out of that to power the AC and not drain the battery. My battery's still at 99%. Like, it just sits there like, what do I do? Because I don't need to use the battery power because there's so much solar. So now I'm like, well, maybe I need another battery to store more battery power, or maybe what else can I plug into this place? So like, I'm charging my phone out there. I'm plugging all the yard tool batteries out there. Like everything just gets plugged into the shed now because it's free freaking power now that I've got it set up. And it's been good. It's been good, but it's freaking hot out carrying workout equipment in the sun from the house out to the shed. And then, like, sure, the shed's cool. So, like, I stand there for a minute, like, heavy breathing and, like, sweating my ass off while I'm, like, a little bit cooler of a room. But then it's like, oh, I gotta get the next piece. So then I leave and I go get the next piece. And it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Sun's evil.
Yeah,
we need it.
It's
horrible.
It's a new kind of workout. Just move stuff around.
You know, it always gets worse when the time changes because it really messes with your perception of when the sun's gonna go down.
Oh, for sure. Like, I looked at the clock and I was like, oh no, I gotta get to dinner now because it was like 5:40 or something, and I was like, how do I why is it so bright out? Why you do this? Why you do this to me? But you'll be happy, fan site. I can tell you unequivocally, you will no longer see YouTube ads when we play videos. So you can finally rest easy. You'll never again see ads.
Because you got a discount on YouTube Premium.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. I got that family plan. We canceled that Spotify. We got that YouTube Premium for everybody. Heck yeah. Smelly nerds. How'd you know I was smelly up until a minute ago when I finished my shower and started?
I took a shower yesterday.
I took a shower after all that sun, man. I was it was the kind of stank where I would have sat here smelling myself. That's how ronk I was.
Yeah, when you smell yourself, you just can't deal with that. It's like it's too much.
you shouldn't deal with that. That's a bad. Okay, and then this one. How many in this one? 11. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Sengoku Yoko. I am caught up. You like the ads? It was funny. Well, you know what? I'll Google ads on YouTube just for you, IJP. All right. Now, for all the tongue fetishists in the audience, you can all watch me lick salt off the side of this margarita.
Yeah, but a tongue is a normal part of the human body. How could that be a fetish?
Everyone's got a tongue. It's so stupid. How many of these did I watch?
It's like a woman with a penis. How can that be a fetish? It's like people have penises. Women have penises,
Yeah,
right?
penises exist, right?
That's how it works.
Can't be a fetish. Caught up on this one. I believe it or not have actually seen lots of anime. So this is trying to sort this out is gonna take me a second.
As vacuum cleaners. That's a fetish.
Oh, I know what else. What do you mean?
Vacuum
it's
cleaners.
normal.
That's a fetish. Because it's not a human body part. It's not normal.
Yeah, that would be true fetishism right there. This is winter 2024.
Yes.
Okay.
Anime got it right. It's like winter starts like in December or whatever, and it goes all the way through like February. That's winter.
It's true winter.
Although their winter extends a little bit after because you can't have it perfect. Nothing's perfect.
If it was perfect, it'd be a problem. What's up, Vincent? You have a fetish for bacon? Nice. I have a fetish for jiggling bacon every 12 hours. That's my new fetish. I'm using Lucifer's recipe to brine and smoke my own bacon. So just like when you play Past the Pigs, I'm making bacon. Oh my gosh, Fondue unlocked it. It's only a foot fetish if you don't have feet. All right, review time. Review time since we've now
we actually have people watching.
Yeah. All right. Number 1, Sengoku Yoko. We are watching the finalization of the mountain training arc, and it's great. Any other show would be like an entire episode of going through these trials, but we get like back-to-back episodes that sort of start them meeting the mountain and everything, and then showing the dragon, and then they get through their trial, and in the second episode they finish their trial, and then they're fighting the dragon. And you're like, oh, finally, we're not wasting time. Thank you. I love this show. This show is so good at not wasting time. Still don't know how it's going to sort of wrap up, how it's going to finish, if it'll be, worth the squeeze. But it's one of those things where it would have to be a really bad ending for me to be upset with this show. Just because it's doing everything exactly the way it needs to do it. And I am just enjoying it as we go. We've unlocked new power. We've unlocked new ideas. We're breaking our brains out of their static areas. Apparently mountain gods can manipulate time, which is cool. So we learned about that. And I'm just in it. I'm in it to see how we win it. And the fact that Yoko, the elder sister, her mom is involved with the other guy. I am stoked with that. Hey, did y'all know Quake 2 had an N64 port? Yes, I did.
Don't really have a reason to play it since it was like a quintessential PC game, though.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who played it, but I have seen it at the rental store multiple times as a child.
At least for Doom, you don't have to look up, so it doesn't matter that you have weird controls.
Right. Hokkaido gals are super adorable, and episode 11 continues that adorableness. And what I like about Hokkaido gals, because we've joked with our main character that he's oblivious, or he's like convinced that she's just teasing him, that she's just trying to like make like he doesn't quite know if she's serious, and we've been joking about the fact that like he's blind, dense, and dumb. And then we get a little bit of insight in this episode that we've gotten a few times where he looks inside himself and he's like, why do I suck? Why can I not say the thing I want to say? Why don't I be honest with her? We get the revelation that for whatever reason, she's going to go abroad to study makeup, which is wild to me. That someone in Japan would go abroad to study makeup. And it leaves him in tears. He embraces her. He really like shows like I really like you, and I'm just a piece of shit when it comes to like being able to express myself. And it's a beautiful moment right at the end of the episode. So I am so excited to see how our timid boy finally breaks out of it now that he's got a deadline.
I think the whole episode was pretty excellent.
Oh, for sure.
Like
The
the
trip.
opening was really nice as well. Just like the little opening scene with her doing her makeup was really well done.
Mm.
Yeah, just like
Dude, the
the art
second she
style is
clipped
like
her hair
very.
up,
Yeah,
I was like, whoa, this is
yeah.
surprising.
I'd say like the art style is not as uh detailed as something like what was the one Gojo and Marin Dress Up Darling.
Dress
It's
Up
not as
Darling, yeah.
detailed as that one, but they did a really good job with what they had, and it looked nice.
I'm disabling the live reactions because I know people hate those. So if you have live reactions currently, go ahead and refresh your stream, and that'll get rid of the little heart in the corner that covers up text.
Chat.
Yeah. Every little thing they did on the way was fun and adorable. I think it was a very, very good show. And welcome Jay. Oh, how's Jay's audio? Hey. Everybody remember Jay? This is Jay,
Yeah,
my buddy that we do panel with. Jay is
we'll see each other next week. Or, well, 10 days, whatever.
What is up?
Are you watching?
Sorry for my
Oh, you can come in anytime. Are you watching Hokkaido Gals?
No, not right now, but I want to. That's on my watch list for sure.
That's worth going back for.
For sure, a good one to watch.
Is it?
It's adorable. It's really well done. All of that. You don't remember Jay? Jay was on. Was that a month ago now? 2 months ago?
I think it was 2 months ago because we were still playing Armored Core.
Yeah, it was a while back. He came on so we could talk about the waifu panel that we were doing.
It's right. I'm getting done with Sekiro right now. I got to Owl. I got to like the end. I don't know if he's the last fight, but it's like towards the last fight.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
What? What?
Oh yeah, you didn't play Sekiro. You don't know.
You're like connecting the FromSoft games in the background while I'm just trying to explain why IJP doesn't know about Jay.
Oh, I just said it. That's why my mind kept thinking that.
Fucking game brain all the time.
Yes.
Sasuke and Peeps. Oh, go ahead. Owl is tough. It's true.
Sorry.
It will be fun. No, you're good.
Yeah.
Talk and own it. Otherwise, I won't hear you.
Yes.
All right.
You gotta do what Stranos does, where he just bulldozes through my conversation patterns.
Yes.
Noted.
It's what makes us so good together.
Yep.
Sasuke and Peeps is great. I like this episode. I do kind of wish sometimes that Sasuke and Pichon would just... I mean, they don't have to murder somebody. They have enough power to just literally crush someone's hopes and dreams in like a wave of magic that I don't understand why they don't flex on people.
And if you crush their balls, they're probably not going to die. It'll just hurt a lot.
Yeah, you got a guy whose power is his imagination can make stuff up, and you're fighting against him, and you're like, oh, I don't want to kill him, and all you do is sort of just block everything he sends at you until he gets frustrated and wants to give up. It's like, just like remove his clothes, hang him upside down, put him in a tiny box made of nothing, so he's like terrified that he can't physically move. Like shake it up a little bit. Like there's ways to not hurt somebody that will actually like get them to stop trying to kill you. Like I don't know, man. So sometimes Sasuke's a little too political brained. But
yeah, it feels like there's other shows that can do stuff like that. Like I'll just choose Overlord. Ainz, if he doesn't want to kill somebody, which he usually wants to kill people, but he just has so many different spells he can use. It's just like you're not gonna win, or he can just grab their sword or whatever because he's like a max level character and they're like level 30, and they just can't do anything to him. It's like it's not that hard,
right? They just gotta have a brain for it. I guess
you gotta want it. That's about it.
So are you guys just doing like an anime review right now?
Yeah. It's just reviewing everything that I've watched so far, just to start off. So
Nice.
we got four more shows, and then we get into the top 10 list where we'll look at what the rest of the world thinks about this season's anime.
Sweet.
Snack Basue, fantastic episode. I loved the implication that the mama, the granny with the purple hair here is sleeping with the old dude in the suit. They just like walk in together, and like the implication is just there, and they never really address it. They just kind of move on with the show. I was like, this is the Cheers of Japan that I needed.
Nobody needs to talk about it. Let's be real though.
No, we don't need to talk about it, but it's just funny to have. Fondue, member for 1 month, says power of imagination has no imagination. Seems like a nice drawback. Also got one of these. Nice. Well, make sure to thank J-Mac next time you see him for your membership that allowed you to give me a message there. His imagination was kind of cool because he was like using stuff from video games, but it was kind of funny because it was like literally the thing from the video game, so they were able just to like know what they were going to do ahead of time. We finally got it. One of my favorite parts of a show is when the characters in universe say the title of the show as though it were just a line they were going to give. And we finally had our main protagonist use healing magic offensively. And the hero is like, that's the wrong way to use healing magic. And I was like, yes! Finally!
I think this was probably the best episode of the season, yeah.
Oh, you subscribed yourself?
I think it was really good.
Thank you, Fondue, for getting your own membership. Congratulations on being one of the few.
I think what I liked a lot is this is something the show's done pretty well over its whole run, but characters understanding their limits and understanding just actually critical thinking.
Because for sure. The fact that there's not a triangle of anger is a perfect sign for they're like, oh, these 3 classmates are still friends.
Yeah, also in their fight, even though they lost, they actually thought through the idea of like, okay, how can we beat this person? And they tested their limits, and then they just ended up getting beaten by bullshit.
Right.
And then this person also losing to bullshit just because their armor can't stop healing magic, which is kind of funny.
Which is the weirdest idea. It's like, I've got a heal fist that still knocks people out. I was like, wait a minute.
Because he just punches people really hard.
Wait a minute, that's not how that works.
Yeah, no, I think this was really well done. I like the logic of it.
I also
because he doesn't have any kind of offensive magic like his classmates. They can just like wipe out like huge.
Yeah,
areas,
they got lightning and light, like whatever.
Yeah,
light
very
does.
very different stuff. He's not just purely overpowered and stronger than them.
Right. He is overpowered because he's able to heal himself as he's working out, but that's a different kind of power.
Yes.
I did appreciate last episode, and I don't think I talked about this last time I reviewed that episode, that after the credit sequence, getting to see that red-haired demon so that we can connect the demon that saved the guy from Rose is that demon as a general now who's coming in to attack. I think that was well done without being like, look, it's her, it was me, I hate her because she hurt my master. Like, they didn't actually say that ever. She just said, I'm gonna get revenge for my master.
Yeah, this isn't the first time she's shown up. They've showed her a couple other times when they're showing demons, right?
But it's the first time since the flashback, for sure. You should catch up on this series, Vincent. It's a great one. Same as Sign of Affection. Sign of Affection, also, like you were saying, you've got reasonable like people. The whole Itsumi talking to her old like childhood friend who's learned sign language, and them sort of having this love-hate or hate-hate relationship where Itsumi's going out with the deaf girl and he loves Yuki, like he really does. And her friend growing up, Oshi, like doesn't really believe him. And he's like, if you ever make her cry, I'm going to be there to take her from you. But I'm not an asshole. I'm not going to steal someone else's girl. And they're sort of the back and forth, as well as getting Yuki to sort of understand that something's going on with that. This show continues to be adorable, and they continue to be just like adults, or at least college age plus, like normal, rational thinking people.
I forgot green hair dude's name. What was that again?
The
childhood friend who learned sign
language.
Oshi. I think he's really well done because you can really feel his emotions that he has for her. He wasn't really, kind of like the trope. He isn't able to express his emotions properly to her, but he really does care for her more than just romantically. He cares for her a lot as a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
this
think
one-
they
we
show
got a
that-
good sign
I
of
think
that
they
with
show
his
that
sister.
perfectly. I think
Yeah.
they show that perfectly in this. And it can just be that happens in life where things just don't work out the way you want it to. It doesn't mean that you hate each other or anything. It doesn't mean you don't. He doesn't still love her. It's just that's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one's really
Yeah.
cute. Sam's watching it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think Sound of Affection is one of the best romances I've ever watched.
Yeah, and the animation is just still so good with Yuki. They have yet to go easy. They have yet to be like, well, we can take a break this week. Like, they just don't. Like, they're like, she's deaf and can only express through her facial expressions and stuff, and they just do it so well every single
And their
time.
only real break is when they have chibi drawings that are just simpler. That's really all
Yeah.
they do. They've
But
done
they
that
do them
more.
so well too. It
Oh yeah,
doesn't-
they're good still. It's not
Sometimes
like
you
it's
see the
bad.
chibi face come up, like when they're sitting at the bar together or something, and you're like, I get that they like it's a simpler line work and it's an easier way to make this expression, but it works so well for like the sort of coy expression someone would have.
You could tell they're using it more in like the second half of the season, but it doesn't really detract from it at all.
Mhm.
It's just they kind of are using it a little bit more, but it still looks good, so it doesn't really have any issue.
Yeah, no
Well-
qualms there.
And simple art's fine. You don't always need complex art to get a point across.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be super detailed. So yeah, it works, and it's not used in situations where it shouldn't be.
Oh
Put it
yeah,
that way.
for sure. You never get a chibi cutaway when they're like about to kiss or something. It's always like when she's like doesn't understand why he's doing something or didn't hear something or someone else is like getting that sort of like I use the term coy, right? Like getting that little well, what's going on here? And it's a good sly representation. Okay, I did it. I watched Ninja Kamui. Did anybody else watch Ninja Kamui?
No, I didn't bother. You asked me before, I think, right?
Oh my
I
gosh,
almost
this show
started it yesterday.
Same, and I'm 3 episodes in. This show is so brutal. I love it. It is the ninja show that we want. It starts off with like ninjas in the city descending on a guy who's fighting back, and like the fight is like metal spikes go through people, but like not all the way.
You need a ninja button, just like you saying ninja,
Ninja!
ninja, ninja, just like over and over again. You just need a button for that.
I'll find that button, but it is so well done, and it starts off. The first episode is just like, holy crap, what is going on, and why are these things going on? And then the next episode gives you all of the like backstory, which it's a little bit too much of like, here's exactly what's happening, and I wish there was a little bit more of a surprise. But for those people who can't handle not knowing what the plot is, it'll be great for them. Sets everything up very, very straightforward. And our main boy Higan is, it's wild. It's wild when he uses his like ninja powers. I would recommend anyone who is like, yeah, I got some time, and you're looking at your list and you're like, I don't really watch any of these.
Andrew.
Watch Ninja Kamui. Watch this.
How
one
long
for
is
sure.
it? Is it a normal like
30-minute episodes, yeah, or 20 whatever, 22. Yeah, fully standard. There's only 6 of them out right now.
Oh yeah, I just started late for
yeah,
whatever reason.
I'm 3 in, and it is wonderful.
Yeah, I was curious if it was going to be like a simultaneous release, and I was like, oh no, it just started late. That's it.
Yep. What's going on, Andrew? Jay, you said you started this one recently. Do you have thoughts on this one as well?
No, I said I was going to start it last night, but I changed my mind and I watched some.
Don't change your mind next time.
I guess we don't have anything to talk about then. That's great.
You can't change your mind on this one. It's amazing.
Hey man, when trash beckons, it beckons hard.
That happens. Okay, that's what I watched. Let's check our top 10s. It says week 7. That can't be right. Why do they never update like their websites? Yeah, week 10. Look at this. Ooh, Flair espresso machine.
I wonder how many times you've actually reloaded the same week and you just never noticed.
AnyTrans, it's just their website, so I can't like load the same week at all. But I have the same week on Anime News Network because it has a link to the rest of them, and they just still don't have they don't have anything. You're a little down. Well, stand up.
Yeah, he's probably in his car. He probably can't.
Oh, yeah. If you're in your car, don't do anything. But
in
next
fact,
time you
shouldn't be texting if you're in your car. Actually, let's
do
roll
some
back.
push-ups. Do some push-ups. Do some jumping jacks.
Do push-ups in your car.
If your body.
I think you won't get ads.
On YouTube videos, I said. On YouTube videos. I can't get rid of all the ads. What do you think I am? I can't buy the internet. I can just buy YouTube Premium.
You can't get an ad blocker. You can't do it.
No, never.
Blaine, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. It's kind of off topic.
Okay. Ask.
Did you ever finish Oshinoko?
Yeah.
Is it worth finishing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's not done yet, but it is definitely worth finishing.
Oh, it's not done yet?
Did you not like it? Is that what you're saying? Is like you want somebody to push you to convince you to watch something?
I liked it fine, but I do need to push because I think I got through the first 3 episodes and I kind of lost interest after the mom died.
Yeah, if your interest is purely on who the killer is, then you won't be satisfied watching this first one. But if you just want to see where it's going and where they're lining everything up, I think it does really well at giving both the sister and the brother good motivation throughout the series.
Yeah, it's really about drama inside the industry, and that's like the whole show.
Right. Cool.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I really love it. It's one of my favorites, but I mean, if you don't really care, I mean, there's no reason to watch it if you don't care.
No, I care. It's more so one of those things where it's like, I'm looking for stuff to watch. I don't necessarily like to always start new things. I'm like, okay, I might as well finish this. I just got distracted by something else.
Yeah,
I'd say if something else distracted you enough that you stopped watching it, just wait for a season 2 to get announced and then go ahead and binge.
I'm pretty sure it's already. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they already have a thing set up for their second season.
Let's see.
I don't think they set a date though.
Because I saw an image for MF Ghost season 2 is coming later this year, so. It does say 2024 release date on a teaser.
I don't remember them saying they didn't say a day, they just said this year, so I don't really know. Might get pushed back once, who knows?
Potentially, so I guess look forward for it at least by this winter.
Cool. Did you see Konosuba season 3 is confirmed for April?
Yeah, it's on many people's watch list, I'm sure.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. I've been waiting like 4 years for this.
Yeah, there's so many big returning shows. You got that, you got Mushoku Tensei, you got My Hero.
Slime.
There's another big show that I didn't care for at all.
We keep looking at because we do the what are you watching episode, and it was like the first 5 were all coming back. So like Konosuba, Demon Slayer, Mushoku Tensei, Slime, My Hero, Misfit of Demon, technically Spice and Wolf, Blue Lock Movie, Date Alive 5, like Irregular season 3, Laid Back
everything
Camp
is
season
everything
3.
is a sequel.
Yeah, there's nothing new except for the Yuri love song and Kaiju number 8. Like
there's only
the top
2
15
new shows.
Boy, Spice and Wolf, that takes me back to about 17.
All right, I'm so curious to see how they do it.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll change studios and everything.
Let's see. It's Passion.
I think that was a different studio, unless they're pretty old.
Originally, it was Imagine. So they went from Imagine to Passion. So we'll see.
Do you think it'll be
maybe
a reboot or just a remake?
It's a full-on Oh wait. Clarify. What did you just say?
Sorry, reboot or remake? I might be confused. So, like, new season or just a total, like, reboot of the entire series?
All new. All new.
Yeah,
from the
it's
new series.
the person who.
It's considered an alternate.
I was gonna say, yeah. Yeah,
But
all the OG voice actors, and the only role she's done
what's going on,
aside
Vina?
from Hollow was the main character of Eromanga Sensei.
Right.
That wasn't actually her. I was just guessing because I didn't see which role she was playing for that. Let's see. Oh wait, no, she shows up as Hollow in Eromanga Sensei.
Oh, that's hilarious. It's like all she's ever done.
Does she have any other credits?
No, she got other stuff. Look at this.
It didn't show me
Yui,
anything.
Miranda, Emilia, Benedictine, Leah.
Oh yeah, okay, that's why. I clicked on the wrong page. I didn't click on the actor.
She's Yuria in Demon Lord.
But it is funny that she showed up in Eromanga Sensei. Hollow did.
That is funny. I agree with you there. That is a true statement. She's Amane Shinjo from Birdie Wing. Everyone
That's
loves
the series
Amane.
I need to get back into.
Everybody knows that character from Birdie Wing.
She's the analytical caddy. What do you mean?
Everybody knows that character.
I know that character. And I'm everybody now. Also,
There's some good stuff coming up.
Also, just because like all the most popular shows are sequels, there's actually a lot of shows we saw farther down that were like, yeah, we'll give that a shot.
yeah, it takes a while when you're scrolling for this season to be like, oh, that's a new one that I'm so like
I
obviously
actually have
Kaiju
like
number 8.
38 shows I'm gonna start. I expect to watch at least 15 of them.
Right. But as soon as we break through season 3, and I'm sure we got Sound Euphonium season 3 here, but then we get Go-Go Loser Ranger, Windbreaker, Condition Called Love. The Yozakura looked really generic, but we got Catboy Suit, so I'm in.
Yeah.
And then Bartender coming back, so that's an exciting one for me. If it's good, better be
Kai
good.
to
Don't be
Otome, just like I think it was a Ghost Hunter show or something.
Oh yeah, where they're
it's called Mysterious Disappearances.
yeah, they're all talking about ghost stories, but they're real.
They got like a
This
big mommy type, Dommy mommy.
I believe it literally says busty librarian.
Yeah.
That is the Ogawa Sumareko is a busty bookstore clerk. Sorry, not a librarian.
Yeah,
that
she's an One-san, and then the other one's a Shota.
Oh,
That's
no.
what we got for the show. And we also got Re-Monster. I thought that one looked pretty good. I think I've heard people talk about the manga before.
Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night looked like fun, where it's just girls hanging out in Shibuya.
We also have a gay show, Taidama Okairi, where it's two guys taking care of a kid, and all the characters in the show are men.
I've heard of that one.
Tadaima. Grandpa and Grandma turn young again, so we can watch old people do it as young people. So
Oh yeah,
we got that coming.
there's just so much stuff. There's so many different ones, and of course the one you're gonna be super excited for, the one with the cat spirit as the main protagonist, I believe.
For sure.
Tonari no Yokai-san. That's what it was called.
Tonari no Yokai-san.
A little bit lower, yeah. It was actually not very high.
Oh.
You'll see the cat on there, and there's also the Tengu guy.
High Speed at Twal. I love racing. That'll
One,
be exciting.
all these.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah. The the one with like
there
all
you
the
go.
yokai.
That's
This
it.
one.
You're gonna be really interested in that one,
Yeah, for sure.
and it looks
For
pretty
sure.
good. I'll be giving it a good shot.
Oh, My Oni Girl. I don't remember this one. An
Is that a
ONA one
movie?
episode? No.
It's a 1 hour 52 minutes, so I think that's gonna be a Netflix movie.
Netflix
actually.
original movie kind of a deal. Nice.
I could check that out still. Yeah, that one's the new one.
That's the trick with doing these is like they keep adding more. Like when Ninja Kamui shows up halfway through the season, you're like, "Where'd you come from?" Every time y'all say
Blaine, do you
Shibuya, I
use
think of
Hideout?
the channel by Frank Ocean of Chanel. Wait, why?
Hey Blaine, do you use high def?
Yes.
What do you think about the interface change?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't actually use it.
As I say, Blaine, what bank do you use? Just curious, you know.
the American bank that
The American
everyone
bank.
uses.
That's the American bank. Do you have any weapons on your?
Oh wait, no,
person
there's
now?
actually a Bank of America, isn't there?
Oh no, you've exposed yourself. You would have to have any weapons on your person right now, would you, Blaine? Would you...
You know what? I have a clicky knife. So that happens.
Okay, so now we know. Now he's unarmed.
I'm semi-armed. But no, I don't use I think I pay for High Dive because I was like, oh yeah, let's give them some money, help their service get better. But that's only as a patron wanting better systems.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately, the better systems are just not paid for.
No.
They never are. Unless you're Steam, then you are very good. Dangers in My Heart season 2, 13%. How do they keep growing?
They're getting more people on their side.
Every week. This was like 10% last week. They've gone up 3 points.
It's not even the final episode. We got
Not even
2
close.
more.
Freyren, I think, went up too. I think it was at 8 or something like that previously. And they still can't suck enough away from solo leveling to get it not in third place.
Freyren has, and we're on the cooldown now. We're at like the end of the season, and then.
Oh yeah, someone posted the Batman crying meme.
So yeah, basically the end of the action was episode 26. That was the end of the action for the show. The last 2 are just wrapping it up.
It was somebody posted this one, but instead of his parents, it was Fern and Freyren. Oh, stay with me! Don't leave me.
At the waifu panel, how many people do you think are going to say Fern is their waifu?
Ooh.
At least 1/8.
Yes.
One of those people will be me. If the entire panel is against Fern, I will be against the entire panel.
Fern is definitely the best one.
They may oversell it, but we undersell it. I just say it bored me. I was like, there was nothing exciting to like get behind.
When on solo leveling.
Yeah, and Andrew Clark has made his case.
Andrew Clark, if you only dislike 20% of it, or yeah, you go first.
Yeah, he thinks solo leveling's main character is working hard to provide for his family in a way that is really heartfelt and like something that you could strive behind. And I didn't get that, and I also didn't like.
I mean, if there are like
specific
little qualities that you can pull out, that you're like, yeah, I like that. I mean, that just doesn't really scream that something is actually good to me.
The beauty of it is, though, I feel like I could steelman Andrew Clark's position. So, like, if he was just like I can't steelman Ronan's position. Ronan hates solo leveling more than we do, but says he likes it. Like, I don't understand what he's up to, but at least I understand what Andrew Clark's getting at.
I think my main attack, though, is if you only dislike 20% of the things you consume, you got to bump that number up. That's too low.
Agreed.
If you only dislike 20%.
Yeah, if you only dislike like 20% of the things you consume, that ain't it.
You're way too optimistic if that's the case.
I can talk about the couple shows that I watched.
I mean, perhaps. I think there is a
want to talk
like it's hard to say that I dislike certain things. Like there's some things where, like maybe if you just mean like I'm not a fan of it, then 100% I agree with what you just said. But like when I say I dislike something, I feel like it's bad.
I mean, for me, disliking something doesn't even have to mean that it's bad. It doesn't match up to other stuff that I have also enjoyed or consumed. Like, talking about anime, and the way it works is, or well, not just anime, but everything I notice, I subconsciously compare to something else, even if I'm not like directly thinking about it. Because I looked over my records for Next Fest, right? And I wishlisted about half of the games I played, regardless. Even though there are some seasons or some like events that I thought were better than others, I still ended up putting about half of them on my wishlist, and I'd be like, "Yeah, this is like the top half. This is like the top 5 out of 5, or the 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, and 3 out of 5s, stuff like that." I'd be like, "It's weird how that works out." Because I am comparing what I could be spending my time on. It's just like, does this show do enough where I think it does these things, and these things well, versus it doesn't do this well, versus another show which does more correct and less wrong.
And time is the ultimate
Yeah.
resource to be comparing things with. Like, what
Yeah.
what do you want to spend more of your time on?
Yeah,
And-
because there is always more things to spend your time on. There's not going to be any shortage of that. So you don't spending too much time over analyzing stuff that I just don't like just doesn't feel worth it versus singing the praises and trying to find something new that is good.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I have so much going on right now. Like, I have maybe an hour to spend on anime each night, and I want to
Mm.
make sure I really like the series before I commit to it. So,
Yeah.
like, if I'm halfway through an episode and I'm bored, that's a pretty bad sign for me.
Oh, for sure.
For me, I have plenty of time, so I am willing to stick with stuff that I don't like to try to push a little bit more to see how I feel about it. But I'll be willing to drop shows if I have more than like 2 episodes left. Unless I am 90% of the way through and unless I really despise it at the end, I'll probably just finish the last little bit. But if I'm halfway through a show, I'll just drop it. I don't care. It's like I walked through, it's like I wasted half of my time here. It's like I don't think I'm getting anything out of this. I'll just move on. No sunk cost here.
Well, and sometimes shows just take a little while to pick up. Like, there's been some series that I thought got great at 6 episodes in, and up until that point, it was just a slow burn. We
That's
talk
so
about
much
that a
time
little
to
bit.
give it though. Like,
Yeah, it is quite
you're
a bit
a
of
more
time to
patient
give it.
man than I. 6
Oh,
episodes
dude.
of not great.
Dude, this was anime in the early 2000s.
Oh, it's all you had. Okay, I get it.
back when
You're like-
I
everything
mean, yeah,
was
when
like,
you're not doing anything else
You're
with your time,
surviving
like,
on
if you
MREs,
really-
and I'm making fun of you for not eating steak. Like, you're
Bro.
like,
if
bro,
you really
Yeah.
just aren't doing anything else, like, yeah, you can give it more
Well,
time, right?
back when we had on demand and seasons were 24 episodes.
oh my goodness,
Remember those days?
actual seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's popular. If I don't like it, it means it's crap. That is correct fondue. If I don't like it, that means it's crap, and you're a shitty person for liking it.
And that's
Whoa,
your
whoa, whoa.
reality.
No
so-
moral judgments here.
I will make all the judgments. If somebody disagrees with me, they are morally incorrect and they're ontologically evil.
Oh, that
There's
makes
no
sense,
other
actually.
option.
Now that you've laid it out that way, I'm on your side.
Because how could they be a good person and like Soul Level? That doesn't make sense.
If you like dot hack, you're not a good person.
Oh, that is true.
I've never seen anything of Dot Hack.
Oh, you haven't? Oh
No.
my goodness.
It's so bad.
I've
I
heard
wanted to
people
like
talk
it
about
so
it.
bad.
I've heard
I
that people do
stuck
like
with it
it.
for so
I
long.
don't know.
Well, I tried with like 2 of the different dot hack series. I'm like, nope, it's all the same shit. It's just them sitting there talking while scenes pass in the background. There was one episode where they did nothing but talk except for like maybe 2 minutes when they actually walked to a coffee shop from where they were standing.
That
To
sounds like
talk
Log
more.
Horizon, but I really like that show.
I want someone to explain to me why they like dot hack without staring like incessantly at their own asshole. Like I
Yes.
need that. I need to know how these humans work.
I mean, it has its place. We probably wouldn't have isekai if dot hack wasn't successful.
But how to get successful?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I just don't understand.
I don't know. It just
I
was.
was looking at my
Like,
Annie list. I didn't know that Delicious and
Yeah.
Dungeon's got to do a second half. They're gonna do another Cur. They're gonna do an extra 12 episodes. I thought it was just gonna end at 12.
Oh, is it? That'll
Okay.
be fun.
I
I
don't
like
Are we-
how
are
you
we
say
gonna just-
"cur." It'll do a
Are
second.
we going to talk
cur.
about Gushers?
I don't know how you want to say that. I don't
Core.
really- Core.
Oh!
But it's COUR though. It's hard.
We need. Wait, we have. What do you mean we need to see it? I was there, Andrew. I was like,
You-
sweet. I
you-
love video games. Let
Trust
me
me,
watch
you
video
don't-
games.
You don't need to watch dot hack. Trust me.
If you like SAO, you're a bad person. That is correct, Venus Sparkles. You nailed it.
I was gonna say I did enjoy the dot hack Legend of the Twilight manga until I got to some weird incestuous shit.
The incest is what did it for you. That was too much. It's not
Yeah.
okay.
I'll be fair. The
That was
incest
the
would
la-
probably be where I draw the line too. So. pretty.
And
pretty
listen,
good.
I see you talking about gushing in the chat.
Look, all I'm saying, if you like gushing, you're a bad dude, and you run a couple of bad boys. Okay.
Couple of bad boys. That dude. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Boy.
Chain Soldier outside the top 10. Very sad day.
I've been
I would take
meaning
watching
to
Chain
watch
Soldier.
Chain Soldier.
I don't think I'm gonna watch another season if they do adapt another season of it.
Oh, really?
I just don't think it holds up as well compared to the manga. I actually like the story quite a bit. I like the setting they're in with being like the underworld with the Peaches girls with magical powers. I like the characters pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Like
What does the manga do that you feel like the anime is missing?
the art is one big thing. I
Oh.
think the art is better. I think it I can understand at the beginning like they had to rely more on CG for the fighting, but the fighting like the last couple episodes just kind of falls flat. I think the one of the 3 fights they did have with 2 sisters against one of the like demon girls. I
Yeah.
think that one did pretty good, but the one they had that was outside the base, like the strong girl and the giant girl against the one of the demons, her bear thing, that one did not look very good. that one was kind of stinky.
Hold on.
So yeah, I think the
gotta
animation
find a semi-safe
was.
website to look at the manga.
I was gonna say, I think the animation was the main reason I'd probably just move to the manga instead. I think it did fairly competently. I still do enjoy it. I think the anime is fun, but I think I would enjoy the manga more.
I've heard that feedback too. Lots of people prefer the manga.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold it against people making the anime, but yeah, I think I prefer the manga.
I do want to watch it though. It's on my list for sure.
Yeah, I say it's worth checking out because, like I said, I do like it. It's just not as good as I wanted it to be.
Okay. This.
Yeah, you don't have to show it on stream, so you don't have to worry about it.
No, I'm just looking.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's like you're like, I want to look at this and make sure.
I clicked one and it was like something that I didn't recognize at all from the show, even though it said it was episode 1 or chapter 1.
Oh yeah, I probably started different. Yeah.
But it was no, I found the actual one. It
Oh.
literally starts out the same, like shot for shot. Oh, I like the monsters better.
Yeah, because
Okay.
like the CG, if it forces them to all be the same for all the basic guys. The only thing they can do differently is like
Yeah.
the special ones. So yeah, that's part of it. Like going through it, you'll see like different little bits here and there. Obviously, they can do a little bit
Yeah, like you've
more
got
explicit in the manga too.
you've got like all these guys have different heads, like different little face bits.
And also because it's all drawn, it doesn't stand out in a poor way like the monsters will.
And they've got like
Oftentimes in
pants
the
on, which is
manga.
funny looking too. But yeah, just the fact that they're all a little different is like, I would not have thought that.
And like, look at that
having
panel.
watched
That
the
looks really
show.
good right before it gets its head taken off. Yeah, just looks
Mhm.
really nice. So yeah, that's why. I think it's totally fine, just not as good as I wanted. That's how it felt.
Yeah. Okay. I understand it. Gun Gale Online Pink Girl one, that was fun. Okay. SAO GGO was very
And
fun.
we never should talk at GGO. I guess we should say
you have
SAO
someone who's
alternative.
actually playing a game in order to escape, right? Be like, oh, I hate being tall, so I'll make a short character. Like it's wonderful. It's a wonderful idea. SEO would have been better if it had taken longer. I think it went a bit too fast, and it didn't do a lot for characterization in later arcs. I mean, the problem, like the main problem with SAO, stem to stern, is character motivations. Why does he be like, I was a beta cheater, I'm a beater, and it's like, beat him off, am I right? But that doesn't make any sense. Why did the guy make the game lock everybody in? They like give an explanation, but it's like it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why you would want this for your game. That's wild. It's wild to me. Just nobody has a makes sense motivation. Everyone has a motivation that was like dreamed up by a 7-year-old, and that's why I think the like SAO
It's
suffers.
the writing generally. The writing generally in SAO is wild, and that's why you see it turn out the way it did.
Written horribly on every level. Deal, Noda. Deal. We can agree. Ninja Kamui at 2%. That's not bad for a show that started halfway through. Beating Sasuke, Peeves, beating Buchigiri, beating Rouge, Yoko.
Oh
It's
man,
on
I have
top of.
stuff to rant about on Ashura.
Oh, do you?
I
Take
mean,
off,
I could talk
King.
about Buchigiri. I still hate the main character, dude. I hate the main character so much in like the last episode they did.
Yeah.
But Ashura, it does annoy me that everybody is like confined to dueling somebody else. It's like they have to fight this person until they die. That's like how they set up each fight, except for
Mhm.
one, where like the sword guy you see in episode 1 fights the Skelly boy, and he loses, but he just retreats or something. They don't bother showing the conclusion or saying like why that happened in that fight. But there's like, okay, we're gonna reset everybody so we can get everybody back to their cities, and then we can get the fights set up how I want them to be set up. It's like he thought about, I don't want this guy to get killed off, even though he's like clearly outmatched. Like the sword guy should have lost the fight against the skeleton dude. Skeleton guy was just more skilled. It doesn't seem like he should have had any way out. But he lives, and then later on, he is sent back to the rebel city to assassinate its leader. He's like, nah, screw that. I don't want to do that. I just want to fight. So a person who is also hired by like the side he's fighting for, he just decides to fight her and like her giant spider mech. And she's like, I want to fight people. It's just such a boring motivation. It's like when people are like, I want to fight strong guy. And you just start attacking everybody indiscriminately. It really annoys me to see characters that are so stupid like that. It's like,
Mhm.
I want to fight. I think it's more excusable in Dragon Ball, honestly, because he's not fighting he's not trying to kill the people on his side every single day.
And it's
know?
literally his like.
Is his ally.
It's like in his blood, right? Like he's like, I want to keep fighting and get stronger and keep fighting and get stronger. It's like his
different
internal
from the
motivation,
sword
right?
guy. The sword guy's just like, I want to fight strong foe. I will fight anybody. So the reason it really annoys me is because it seems like he did it intentionally to set up specific things for specific people to die. Because the time he cut this spider lady or her like spider mech, it can't
Yeah.
be damaged basically, but he cut a hole in it, so that means this other guy can take advantage of it that she fights later. That's the only reason she gets defeated by this guy who just kind of sucks and isn't very powerful.
Oh, well, good
Instead of
for
her being
them.
able to beat this guy, she should have like curb stomped. He's able to win because of this stupid thing the sword guy did earlier. It feels contrived because it feels like he set it up specifically. So like this character fights this character and then this character wins. I don't know how I get this character win. Let me make up something. Let's go back and roll back. We're gonna have this happen here, so this character can beat the other character later. And setups like that just feel silly. It doesn't feel like they thought through the fight that well in terms of like how this would go. In terms of like it making sense or trying to do something else. Or like if this character is gonna win the situation, how about they actually utilize their skills and lure them to a place that's advantageous rather than being able to beat them in like a one-on-one. Because this is actually something this bandit character tried to do against the spider girl. Was he tried to use underhanded tactics to beat her, but it just doesn't work. It just his super weapon he was trying to use against her just did nothing, which is kind of silly. But then he's able to beat her with a different secret thing he had in his backpack, which I guess could make sense, but it just felt contrived because, like I said, he wouldn't have been able to beat her if the sword guy didn't attack the spider.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I actually did like some of the fights that did happen, but overall I'm kind of disappointed and annoyed at how lots of the events played out. Dashura, I wouldn't really recommend it. It was just passable.
Say no to Moemon bootlegs. I just had to laugh that I was like those Alibaba ads were like, hey, you want to buy Moemon on the DS? And I was like, no, not really. But I guess it's cool. It has cover art, kinda. It doesn't make any sense though. I'd probably just get an SD card, They make those, don't they?
That in.
Do they make those for the DS? Oh, that's
I actually don't think it has I don't think it has a storage like that, or a storage reader, anyways. But you can just like make your own cart and then print stuff onto it.
Yeah.
Or like get your own cart.
Yeah, you can get them. You plug an SD card on them. That's nice.
Oh, like
way to go! Way to go! 2DS, 3DS, and DSi.
I was gonna say I didn't know they took default SD cards actually. I guess it's been a long time since I thought about it.
A flash cart?
Yeah.
Yeah. R4 cartridge, I guess is what it's called. Take homebrew and booting things.
Yeah, I've heard all the emulators are. I've heard all the emulators are on crackdown right now.
Oh, are they? What's happening
Yeah.
to them?
Yuzu was getting sued by Nintendo. That was the main thing.
Yeah, Nintendo's trying to shut them down.
Well, they did. Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because Yuzu, they got Yuzu, and they were able to say in court that there was a lot of people playing Tears of the Kingdom illegally before it came out on Yuzu. And they talked about in their Patreon that they were doing updates for it before it came out. So it makes it kind of obvious to the judge that, yes, people were using it to play pirated software.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't own it if it's not out yet. Oof, what a, like...
Such a spicy conversation.
Not a great thing to do.
I can't really blame Nintendo for their actions there, no.
Yuzu kind of set up the ball right on the tee for him, you know? Especially if they're, like, announcing stuff like that. Like, hey, look, you can play the game that doesn't exist yet. Like, shut up for a minute, maybe. Like, don't make it easy. It's wild. 2.4 million. Oof. Oof.
They had the money to pay. They're not really going to be hurting on that too much.
Oh, were they? Is usually like a... They're not like a little
I'm pretty sure they're
company?
making a lot of money from that. And that means that the guys are basically going to have to pay back salary to pay it off. But, you know, they're not going to be going... I don't think they'll be going into insane debt to pay this off.
In or out, I don't think they settled out of court. If we know that it's 2.4 million, that's usually not an out-of-court settlement. Because out-of-court settlements will be... hidden from public consumption, whereas we have numbers. So if it's maybe it's a lie, maybe those are like bad numbers. The heck is Nowruz? Happy Nowruz according to Google? This is the Google Doodle today. March 19th. Nowruz is the Iranian or Persian New Year celebrated by various ethnic groups worldwide. It is a festival based on the Iranian solar Hijri calendar on the spring equinox.
Ethnic groups.
Why does it say worldwide? I feel like there's one section of the world that celebrates this.
And like Azerbaijani, maybe.
Iranians and Persians. Like who else celebrates this?
Where are Persians
Yeah, this
from?
chunk of the world right here. That's what I figured.
Where are Persians from, Blaine?
Persians? I mean, I don't know where they're from, but they're in like Iran and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's the name that they call themselves, Iran.
Yeah.
Why do they call themselves Persians then?
That's what Alexander called them. What? That was just a different name. It's the same country, Iran. Yeah, it's always the same area. Iran and Persia were the same place.
But they're Persian words instead of Iranian words.
I don't know why that is, but yeah, that's. I'm not sure really how that works.
Now we're going down this Persian versus Iranian.
Some people actually do consider themselves to be Persian and not Iranian, but it is the same thing.
As the region of Iran was once called Persia, Iranian is often assumed to be synonymous with Persian. The two can usually be used interchangeably. However, Persian specifically refers to a particular Persian ethnicity or Farsi language within Iran.
So I wonder if that's more for the West Iran or South Iran, because I know Farsi was originally, like, the Fars area is like the south of Iran.
Yeah, some people draw a distinction in that the Persian relates to a particular ethnicity, and being Iranian is a claim to a certain nationality. Thus, a Persian could be one without the other.
Iran is a pretty large nation, so I suppose it's not really strange either.
Persians are an Iranian ethnic group who comprise over half the population of Iran. Native speakers.
What other language do they speak? Would they be Arabs? No, I was gonna say the other language because we have Farsi, right?
Farsi
what would the other
Persian?
Language be in Persia?
Wait, Farsi or Parsi? I don't know. What is the other Iranian? Like, where's languages on this one?
Yeah, I was gonna say, would the other language just be Arabic? Did they adopt Arabic?
Yeah, I think it
Cool.
would just be Arabic.
Language.
Show.
List of languages. Here we go. Oh, there we go.
No, Google Kurdistan. No, don't do that.
Azerbaijani and other Turkic language. Kurdish, Galaki, Luri, Balaki, Arabic, and then Armenian, Assyrian, Georgian,
So I guess
Laki.
Azerbaijani is the other one. That would be like northwest Persia because that's where Azerbaijan its borders Azerbaijan.
Gotcha. Predominantly Persian.
Okay, so yeah, Farsi is the primary language.
But 18% Azerbaijani. Wait,
There's
we
actually
learned.
a lot of other languages, though. I mean, that's kind of funny. It's like they have a lot of different subcultures inside Iran.
I prefer
Yeah, dude.
Stanistan. Nice. Okay, there, Google. It's like Google's AI is writing their info now. All right. Any major changes on this chart?
Wow,
Staying.
level 99 is really high.
Wait. Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
level
And
99
it went
is
up by
really
2.
high. I didn't even notice that high before.
Moved up 2 to get to the second place. So it was down at 4th previously. Or I guess 5th because this one stayed at 4th.
Oh yeah,
so
big
that's
spoiler for level 99 mute yours for like 10 seconds. The main two characters kiss. The main girl kisses the guy.
Spoiler! I like it. Let's see. Classroom of the Elite moving down. I guess people are unhappy with that one. Hokkaido sticking at 6. Love it. Sticking at 7 with Sign. Return to 9. 10.
How is Delicious in Dungeon only 9?
Because Sign of
People are
Affection and
stupid.
Hokkaido Gals exist.
I would put it at least
People
7.
think 7th Time Loop and level 99 are better than Delicious Dungeon. That's because they're stupid people.
Agreed, man.
It's not like I hate those shows. I think those shows are mid. And Delicious Dungeon is very good.
It is.
Underappreciated.
Bottom tier is moving down. That's good. Skimichi moving up. Like to see it. Dr. Lee's going down a little. Gushing going down. Chain moving down.
Wait, what place is Gushing at?
Gushing is at 14th.
Oh, that's surprising.
Top 20 fit or top 75 percentile.
Top 75.
I put it in reverse because I meant to say top 25.
These are based on votes, nada. You can go on to Annie Trends and you can click polls and you can vote in their seasonal top character, couple ships, supporting characters, all of these sort of polls to vote as to what you think.
So, really quick, I want to comment on this comment about High Dive's interface.
Yeah.
So I agree. It's not that big of a deal. Like, people are really blowing it out of proportion. The one thing I hate is they've removed the release calendars.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. So instead of there being thumbnails saying like, okay, this will be available next Wednesday at this time, they completely removed that in favor of just having a weekly update, like a weekly release update thing. I think it's kind of stupid. But other than that, it's not a big deal. It just kind of looks like Prime Video now.
Oh, funny. I
Which
wonder
a lot
if
of people
they're
hate.
using the code. Because that's how Amazon makes all their money, right? Is like selling their back end to everybody else.
Basically, yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they bought it and swapped it. What are you laughing at? The back end?
Is this leg movement even possible? What do you think? How much do you think the person who would say this weighs? Is this leg movement even possible?
I don't know. We might have to get our analysis in here.
What's impossible? What's impossible about it?
Is it because
just
his
looks
thighs
like
are too
pre-pose?
fat? Those thighs are too fat to touch their ankles. I could do that while I'm sitting in my chair right here, almost. I'm my thighs are a little bit fat too. That's why. But I could.
I feel like I've definitely seen people do that.
Honestly, how does Tatsumaki do? Her thighs are so damn thick.
Yes, it is.
But I could almost do it. I could almost get my heel to touch my butt. If I stretch, I can do. I'm not gonna try to hurt myself. I could almost get it though.
My
feel like
calves are too jacked. I can't get any closer than that.
Oh yeah, my
I
calves
would
are actually
try.
nice.
I would try, but I want to walk tomorrow.
No, I can't bend my knee quite that much, but it's pretty possible for some people.
I got these lifter calves. I can't touch my heel to my butt anymore unless I
Also,
really
I don't
swing
think
it.
I don't think art needs to be perfectly accurate to exactly what this person is physically capable of. It's close enough.
Yeah, it should just give me the idea that
Because yes, people can bend their leg like that.
Lucy Lemonbug's doing it right now.
Yeah,
Do you
it's-
even stretch, bro?
I don't stretch.
I don't actually. I'm very bad at stretching. People tell me I should stretch, but I'm like, why would I waste time stretching when I can keep lifting?
It's all about those gains, man. If you're
Yeah,
not gaining, you're losing.
yeah. What do you stretch? I mean, it never heard someone
Yeah,
be like,
I'd
"Oh,
like
check
to
out my
lose
quads.
some.
Look at all
And
my
that's why I'm gonna
stretching."
work out for is like just lose a little bit, or I guess not working out to lose, but just reduce the intake a little bit. You know.
Get stronger. That's what you should do. Stronger is better.
Wait. Go up.
Ah,
What's that torture princess one?
Oh,
Oh,
that was really
this is
good.
good.
Nobody
Is
really
it?
watches it. Yeah, nobody really watches it, unfortunately. But basically, what happens is they come in to torture her with delicious meals that she can't resist eating.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds right up my alley.
You will enjoy this one. It is purely about enjoyment. That is the entire thing about
That's
this
awesome.
show.
That's awesome.
apparently, Lucy. Someone asked, "Is this leg movement even possible?"
I think it is. I don't see why
Like
not.
imagine how fat that dude's thighs are. That he doesn't even think this is possible.
I don't want to imagine that.
Excuse me, Redditor. It's literally well within normal movement range of a human. I'm genuinely curious what has confuses you. If OP isn't a paraplegic wheelchair guy, I am lost for words.
OP is really excited about the new Dungeons and Dragons. He can finally have wheelchair ramps in his dungeons.
I can't believe they're actually gonna do that too. They're straight up gonna have
Oh, for
wheelchair
sure.
ramps.
I thought everyone knew this was coming.
People joked about that too.
I don't understand how in a world with magic you would want a wheelchair. Like, wouldn't
That's
you want
what
like
everybody on Twitter
magic legs
says.
or
It's like,
something?
why?
Isn't
Why
that
would
the
you
whole
make
point?
a wheelchair?
That would
You're
be
like-
a fun anime, though.
A wheelchair in a
just see-
dungeon?
Oh
Okay,
yeah, just see somebody in a
anime can do it
wheelchair
if it's
fall
comedy.
down some stairs. Yeah, it's just a 4-minute short series, and every time it's just them trying to navigate a dungeon, and they just fall down the stairs like 10 times.
Yeah, the dungeon's not ADA approved.
ADA compliant dungeons. Oh goodness.
I don't know. With all the disability anime coming out, you never know.
Today is ethnically diverse Moemon day. Oh, sweet. Moemon are here. Let's get them.
They've been saying that for the last half hour or so.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, I've been talking about Moemon.
I just wait to hear that they're posted, because if I open up my Discord, people get angry that it goes beep, boop, boop.
Oh, I think I told John did approve the extra host.
Oh yeah, perfect.
I just have to. They said they were gonna like, quote unquote, send me something, and they haven't. And it's been about 5 days since an update. So
Yeah, but they
I'm
don't
just gonna-
send us shit when they're supposed to. So I'm like,
So
Right.
does it
yeah, they'll
look
send us
good
something
then?
eventually.
I was gonna say, did I give you everything I needed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just needed your name and your email address. And I actually responded and I gave it to them. So if they don't get back to me, we're just gonna do it. But they already
I mean,
said it's fine.
what are they gonna do anyways? If there's
Well, I
like
mean,
an
last
extra person
time-
on stage, right?
Last time we had one person less, and they seemed like, oh, that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
And if it goes on, people show up. It's all good.
It's not gonna be an issue. Like in the
Yeah.
past, like last year, funny story. So we needed an extra HDMI cord, and despite not putting in for one, they still provided one. I just had to sprint back and
Nice.
forth between the two centers, but they'll work with us. It's not a big deal.
have a good one, Vina. I will see you later.
Bye,
Time I
Vina.
was reincarnated as a paraplegic. A parpar.
Do you remember back in, like, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago? Man, I feel old. There was a dating sim called Katawa Shoujo.
No.
It's a dating sim where all the girls are just disabled. And
Mentally?
yeah, and the main character, he has like arrhythmia, but he's still kind of hot, you know?
What?
So he's normal. He just gets random heart attacks. And so, like, there's this one girl that she's my favorite one where I think she was supposed to be autistic. She was like the interpreter friend for the deaf friend.
Okay.
If you go with her, the friend finds out you were cheating. And it's kind of bizarre because, like, she'll like angrily start signing at you.
Oh no.
And then it's just one of your streams, Blaine. You should play this game. It's a lot of fun. Yes.
See how
Should
they're
I?
disabled.
Which I hated that character, by the way.
The one that faces their feet.
Victim mentality.
Why are their sleeves tied
I
off
did.
and not just like cut off? Like, were they thinking their arm may come back? They'll
I
need the
don't
sleeves
know.
for later. Like,
Not allowed to damage school
I don't-
property. I don't know.
She had the most frustrating romance path though, because like not only was it the longest, but she had a lot of the the thing where it's like you think you're getting there and then she changes your mind, like you get to the kiss scene and it just doesn't happen. But it doesn't happen because she doesn't know how she feels about you. And so it's like, okay, every other path gets me there in like maybe an hour, but that one for some reason it takes like 3 hours.
Just push her on the ground and see how easy it is for her to get back up without your help. I wonder if she'll want you then.
I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's called Stockholm syndrome, actually.
Uh,
I also
Yeah.
love Love
But
on the
it's a
Spectrum,
fun
Lucy. I think that one's great.
So yeah, you got a girl with no arms, you got a girl with no legs, or well, amputated legs. You got a girl
Yeah.
that's a burn victim, and what were the other two?
yeah. You get a blind girl who's like a freak.
Lucy,
about the
you
one with
should try
glasses?
Down for Love. Down for Love, I think, is even better than Love on the Spectrum.
Down for that.
That's the
Oh,
Down
is that the
syndrome
Down
one, because
syndrome
Down
one?
syndrome people are always having a great
Oh.
day.
Oh, the one with glasses is the mute one. Okay.
I like a good bear, and you're like, yeah, you do. Like, he's just like, and he's got Down syndrome, so he drinks it, and he makes his face like, yummy, and you're like, your face didn't say yummy, bro. Like, I love it.
No, my mom was a special ed teacher, and the Down syndrome kids were the best.
Oh,
Like,
across the board.
it was impossible to be angry
So
around him.
fun. And they like like I don't know how much they're actually in love, because anytime you put two of them in the same room, they're like, "You're really pretty. Want to hang out more?" And it's like, "Oh, you're adorable," but like, is it just because you're always happy? It's that extra chromosome, man. It comes with like all the serotonin. Like, it's just how it works.
They're the only innocent ones left in the world.
For sure. You would love it, Lucy. Shane Gillis, Uncle Danny moment. Uncle Danny, where you getting them cheeses? I'll make them at night. And the fact that... Okay, watch Shane Gillis's stand-up at SNL. It is the most uncomfortable I've ever seen a comedian, because he's trying to do his like Down syndrome jokes and stuff, and some of his other stuff, and he's just like, oh no, like he's like, that was a joke. It's supposed to be funny. It was a joke, everybody. I was made to be a high school coach. It's kind of like how like a woman gets older. She sees a baby. She's like, "Oh, such a sweet baby," and she like, her clock starts ticking. I can feel my clock start ticking. I see like a really big high schooler, and I'm like, with enough training, that boy could be something. That's a pretty good one. Only the Downs and George Strahan are the only innocent ones left. It's George Trahan, actually. All right. What is this first one we have here? Some kind of bowl Pokemon?
This one specifically has hoops.
Yeah,
That's what it
that's
does.
Hoopa.
Hoopa.
It has hoops.
I may or may not be a Pokemon nerd, by the way.
Oh well, I'm gonna need you. So it's supposed to be this thing.
I may or may not be playing Showdown. while
Yeah,
we're
it's probably
streaming.
the first, or it's probably the second tier evolution.
Okay, so there's our
I
first
think-
Moemon.
Yeah.
Second one. A little bit
That's
of a
probably the first tier, yeah.
first tier Evo.
Yeah.
Tauren? No, not a Tauren. What is this?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm having a little hard time actually determining what this is. So it
That
looks like a
one-
sand Pokemon, but also looks like a
Oh, it's gosh, I can't. It's like this weird sun lizard thing. I can't remember its name.
Sun Lizard.
Yeah, I can't put a name to it.
Sun Lizard
let's see.
Pokemon.
Heliolisk, I think.
Heliolisk. It's got a similar little
Yeah.
wristband.
Yeah, that's gotta
Yep,
be
it's
it.
Heliolisk.
Look at you getting it.
That looks pretty good.
Heliolisk.
I like it. I'm not racist.
The solar one from Gen 7.
It's I think it's Gen 7, yeah.
We have a water one, and it's level 1. Oh, is this the how are they called? The sea rays? What is it?
Mantine, yeah.
Hmm.
I wouldn't have got
Probably
it
because
if you
the
didn't say that.
Mantine and
it's the
Mantike.
ears. Yeah, it's the ears.
Boom. And the fact that it's got like the blanky thing that makes it look big. Hello, friend. Hello, friend. Some kind of spider ghost.
I think it's just a ghost type. It
Just
looks
a
sort of
ghost.
like drift. Looks sort of like drift
Yeah.
bloom to me.
Drifloon, yeah.
Drifbloom. It's a Drifbloom of color, actually.
Oh, I did use this one. It's a dragon type. I forgot what it's called. It's like a Komodo Don or something.
Oh, It's
Komo.
Hakamo.
Komo.
Hakamo. I think that's how you pronounce it.
The full
It was the
the
twin
max
too.
evolution was just Komo O.
Yeah.
Yeah, Komo O.
I don't know, Jimmy
Oh.
had some weird ones.
I think the
Komo-o.
design is nice, but the name is really silly.
The original Pokemon is goofy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing.
It is. It was so good.
Yeah, I
though.
used this one.
Looks like an
Yeah.
armadillo.
It's a dragon fighting type, dude.
Dragon fighting. I mean,
I'm a big sucker for fighting types, so of course it was on
Means
my
it
team.
can't
Min
punch a
Xiao
bird.
was like one of my early favorite Pokemon from Black and White.
Yeah.
I feel like these aren't Pokemon. Like these are all just.
Yes, these are all a
Butterflies.
variation on the butterfly, Vermilion.
Oh, I see.
I believe that's what it's called.
Noda's got it. That's Mewtwo, 100%. That one with the
I
Shiva
know
Pond.
this one. I
That's
forgot
a
the name,
Mewtwo.
but I remember this frog one.
Oh, it's Toxicroak.
Okay.
Toxa what?
I can picture it in my head, but I
Toxicroak.
just didn't remember the name. That
Toxicroak.
might be the Krogunk, but yeah, that's definitely the same line.
I love.
And it probably is fully evolved.
I love turning this little underwear
Oh, yeah, it's got
patch
the panties.
into Shima Pan. That's genius Moemon design here. Genius Moemon design.
I never realized you had a little
Yeah,
underwear
apparently.
patch.
I
That's
didn't
so
know
funny.
it would until I saw the Moe, and then I was like, I gotta look for this underwear on the actual.
Who made
Oh, this is
game?
the cotton
the-
Pokemon.
Yeah, so Moemon is an entire community. They have a Discord and everything that they take. I played
Oh.
Fire Red, but
Cottony
Moemon
and
version,
Whimsicott.
and they redo all of the sprites in game.
Boy, I was gonna say if it's one person,
Oh, they have a
that's
bunch
lot
of people
work.
working on this. Yeah, this is Cottony and Whimsicott
Oh.
or Whimsicott. It's
Whimsicott.
It's a silly little name, but yeah, it's a cotton Pokemon from Gen 5.
Cotton Pokemon.
Yep.
Oh, no wonder it's on the
Hmm. Tropius.
Tropius.
Definitely.
Take my bananas.
I mean, it's modeled after a
Tropius
dinosaur.
said-
She should be bigger.
Is this the emu one, the ostrich one,
This looks like a spider.
Esperelia?
Yeah, I think that's the one. I can't ever remember its name though. Esperatha or something.
Espathra. Espathra.
Oh, it is that one. Okay, I had not seen that one before.
I only know because it's in the new one.
So
Yeah, I just didn't play that
so
game.
I play competitive Pokemon, and that one's so annoying.
Is it a good
It
card?
just looks stupid, doesn't it?
No, it's one of those ones where it's like it doesn't do anything specifically well, but you have so many options for how to
Oh, I
play
see.
it.
Versatility.
Yeah, so it's hard to predict what people are going to do with it.
Ooh. This one's drinking out of coconuts. I love drinking out of coconuts. So
What is
anytime I
that
go to the
one?
beach.
Oh, this is the. Oh yes, I remember the design. I believe this is from Sun and Moon.
Oh,
It's the big thing. It's
is
got
that
the
the
rock with the
barnacle one?
barnacles. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care what people say. Sun and Moon, I think, was one of my favorites for sure.
And
Meh.
I don't think
This
the
guy?
Pokemon were the problem. Yes, that's it.
This guy's goofy as heck. Barbaracle?
Yeah, I think this one looks awful. It's like this not the Moemon. It's like, what can you do? Like you're trying to keep to the
Barnacle.
original design. It's just like
Yeah.
it looks silly, right? Because she has like the little tube ring on her. But the
Mhm.
original design is like got to be one of the worst Pokemon I've ever seen.
If it wasn't for the weird claw things, I'd have no idea who she's supposed to be.
Um,
Oh yeah, this is Flygon and its evolution, Trapinch, and what was the middle one?
Vibrava.
Completely different. 3 completely different stages.
yeah, this is wild. I would never
Trapinch,
assume
cool,
these were the
actually.
same.
Vibrava, and Flygon.
Okay, Vibrava at least kind of looks the same.
Yeah, Vibrava looks the
It's
same, but
this
the name
first
is
one, this
the name is
Trapinch.
not similar.
This Trapinch that's supposed to be in the team that just doesn't. That does not add up.
That one turns into a dragon, by the way.
Wild.
Yes.
Yeah, this little ground nugget, it turns into a dragon. It's like a.
I agree, Nada. They did Flygon wrong.
Oh yeah, this is I forgot the name, but yeah, I remember this one. It's basically just big hermit crab Pokemon.
I think it's Crystal.
Dwebble?
The first one's Dwebble, and the max one
And
is
Crustle.
Crustle. Yeah.
What a silly. That's a fun name. I like the nomenclature on that one.
Yep.
They also look.
Yeah.
They also look
That one's a
pretty
cute
silly.
one.
Yeah.
Dwebble.
Name's good. I think it looks fine. I don't have any problem with how it looks. I think the fact that it's like a square rock is pretty silly. But otherwise,
Yeah, I like
think
that one.
it works.
Is that Buzzwole?
Buzzwole?
It's got to be it.
Yeah, it's got to be Buzzwole.
Unless it's the legend, or was that the legendary from Sun and Moon, right? Or alien Pokemon from Sun and Moon? Yeah.
Yeah, they were called Ultra Beasts. They're essentially legendary, but a lot of people hate
I like
them.
turning the drill nose into a hair. A hair thing. That's fun. Although I think the original Buzzwole probably has bigger tits than the Moemon one.
Mm.
Because it's based off ant lions and they have different stages.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
Lion. Life.
Speaking of blown, so our not safe for work, blah blah blah, long day. I don't have words. The not safe for work panel, the
Mhm.
waifu one. It's funny because it got approved as an SC18 or an SCMA, but it's happening, I think, at 8.
Is it like right when it goes MA or?
I thought
Also,
it was
what hours
9.
are the
I could
con
be
opening?
wrong.
'Cause I don't actually know.
The con opens at like 8 a.m. on Friday and it doesn't close until
Yep.
is it 6 p.m. on Sunday?
Okay, it stays
Yeah,
open
well,
overnight.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
could technically not
interesting.
leave.
I kind of, yep. I actually, one time, years ago, I went to the gaming arcade and I fell asleep in it. And I woke up at 8 a.m. and went to the rest of the con. So yeah, they have like gaming arcades and stuff that go all night.
I fell asleep in one of the anime theaters or whatever they call them upstairs. Just assume she was an alien. Oh, is she not?
And they kind of are. I don't
this
know what to
this
say.
is a good one. There you go, Blaine. Guess what?
What is this
The
from?
anniversary of from yesterday. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was some odd years
That's
to the
awesome.
day yesterday.
Wow.
Do you not get the reference to this one, Blaine?
I mean, it's a Rugrats reference, but I don't know what it. Did they cut off this guy's phone? What do you mean? Why?
Oh, you know what happens after this.
No, what happens after this?
Do you know, Jay? Do you recognize this?
No, but I think it's funny.
Okay, this is a reference to
I
Gary Plauché in the shooting
Hmm.
of I think
Oh.
yeah. He shot the person who molested his kid.
Yes.
And this is the shot of what happened directly before. Well, not that, but it's memeing about the shot that happened directly before.
Gotcha. I've only seen the shot. I don't think I've seen any of it before.
Yeah, him just
Anything.
blowing that dude's brains out. Leon Gary Plauché was an American man known for publicly killing Jeff Doucette, a child molester who had kidnapped and raped his son. The killing occurred on March 16th, was captured on camera by local news, and he was acquitted of all charges by a jury. Yeah.
I mean, would most people demonize that though? Like,
Yeah, a couple days off, but
yeah.
No.
but no, I thought I was
I would have a hard time telling that man he has to spend life in jail. I would have a hard time
Right.
saying that.
I don't know, maybe you go there and be treated like a hero. Maybe you'd have
Yeah,
a good
maybe
time.
it's just a hey man, have a party on the state. except you.
I feel like going to prison with a lot of I feel like if you were to go to prison but you had a lot of respect, that would be the best way to go to prison. Not as many people would mess with you.
For sure. Okay, line this up.
What you got going over here, Blake?
Quick one tonight. We're doing a weapons pack and a an action base. Cause
Hey Blaine,
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
hop off.
All right.
But I'll join next week and let's maybe like on
Sure.
Monday or something. And let's talk more about the con
Okay.
then, but I think we pretty much got it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what I'm going into, but I mean I'll be there and I'll judge people. That's what I always do.
It'll be a good time, man. We're gonna shit on some waifus. We're gonna give people awards. It'll be a good time.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll give them
You got
a
the link, so
best-
pop in whenever. And
I
if
was
you
gonna
want to make
say-
it specifically a topic, just text me that morning, and I'll make sure it's the topic.
Yeah, and if you guys even want to, I'm down to meet in person on like Sunday, but you don't need to. It's just an option.
And I'm gonna be in town all
I
weekend.
can't do it on Saturday. Oh, I got you. Okay. Well, it'll be good. I got your email address, so I'll also send you some
Perfect.
stuff. All right. See
Bye,
you guys later.
Jay. Hope I remember you next time. You will. You will.
Yeah, the best award we're gonna hand out is gonna be awful taste but great execution.
So the thing we were trying to kind of like remember and kind of figure out was the whole theming was that your waifu sucks, and so that the winner was sort of like also the loser.
Oh,
we were trying to think of a fun way to like trick people into voting for it, but then also like telling them they are the worst. So keep that in.
If a lot of people like your waifu, that means you're generic and boring.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
What are you? Your waifu got an OnlyFans? Get out of here. Oh, I gotta run and grab my nippers. I'll be right back.
Get the
nippers. I gotta get the nippers.
What kind of suck? I mean, she better get a suck, or else she ain't getting top tier ratings. Yeah, for my video stuff, I just mentioned it before Blaine like started the stream before he got it restarted. I tried shooting stuff earlier today, and it was just terrible. I'm not using it. I tried working on the next best video. I think I'm not gonna shoot it from my. Unfortunately, I think I might not use the whiteboard for this one. I still want to use the camera because I was like, man, this just looks really nice. it'd be a shame to not use my camera, but I'm not going to worry about the whiteboard really. Because my mic setup just doesn't work for that. My mic is very much like the cord is not meant to be moved. It very easily picks up whenever it like bumps into anything. Like I think if you listen closely, you can kind of hear me just like tap on it, right?
Huh?
I think if you listen closely, you can hear my mic just like get tapped on, and it really annoyed me when I was like trying to listen back to footage. Just like if I shifted a little bit and the mic tapped, it'd be like bunk bunk. And
Oh yeah.
so I still am gonna try to use. I'm gonna use my camera. I'm gonna shoot myself. I'm gonna shoot myself with my camera.
I was gonna say you're finished
as
that
I'm filming
sentence?
it. I just like laughed because I was like, that is kind of funny, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna use my camera. I'm gonna be recording on my mic, but I'm not gonna be standing for the whiteboard. I think this time I'm not gonna use the whiteboard. I will try to get a mic that works better for actually moving around stuff.
Right.
Yeah, maybe like a lavalier mic or something. I'll try out some
Little
different things. Yeah, different microphone. We'll try that and see if I like it better. For this one, I will still use the camera. And I'll have the whiteboard in the background, I think. I'll change the positioning so I can make sure I can actually use my boom arm so I can have it there so I'm not just touching the mic all the time and it's not getting all these extra sounds in there. So I'd rather have better audio quality than have my visual aid where I want it to be on the on my periphery.
Right. Well, and depending on your on the audio levels, like it can be better to get like if you're doing recorded content, having an audio level that's down in like the -10s and then doing some dynamics to bring it up can get you better quality. So I don't know what you're using on your post processing though.
Yeah, I'm running it through Audacity. Usually it is a good bit lower and I am boosting it up to get it to a normalized volume. So yeah, I'll be putting my camera basically in front of my second monitor. I'll have the whiteboard in the background. And I'll have myself offset if I do want to be showing some stuff while I'm talking about it, but I think I'll also have some where I'm center frame and I'll just have the video, I'll just have it replace like my face. I'll just put it on full screen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So change what I'm doing a little bit, but I just mostly want the audio quality to be better.
Is that a file? Yes, this is I've got a round file that I'm using right now. You'll also see me use a flat file. And then I have these that I don't use a ton. One is a half round, so it's flat on one side and then curved on the other. And the other one is a triangle that looks sort of like an old school bayonet.
If we don't hear back from Serranos, let it be known he didn't film himself.
You want to talk about it? I want in-depth scenes.
I'm not usually going to go too deep on like any one game if you're talking about like my stuff. Because I generally...
ray guns.
I was going to say...
It's like, I make a joke that people, like more people own toy trucks than own and use and haul real trucks. And what happens? But everyone who actually uses their truck for work is like, I haul your truck for breakfast. And it's like, bro, I'm making fun of people who buy F-150s and never take it into the dirt. It's a funny. There's a lot of comments on that tiny truck video.
You're still getting comments, aren't you?
I might be. I started replying to him and I was like, God, there's too many. I'm just gonna let him keep going.
You could just put it to Chat GPT and see if they keep
Chat
flying.
GPT start do it. Yeah, there you go. It's super funny. Yeah. Oh, I think Tits went back to the beginning though. I think that's where he's at. You like your F-150? Has your F-150 ever touched dirt or gravel or hauled something? Then you're fine.
Even also, you live on a farm.
Yeah.
You do it every day. You drive it.
I'm talking about all the F-150s that live south of me that the lady wears a cowboy hat and cowboy boots and has never touched livestock in her life. That's what I'm talking about. 18. Yeah, 18. 11K views on the truck short, yeah, for sure. See, Lucifer gets it. He hauls stuff with his. The urban 4x4 group. I've loved
Correct.
Pop. I don't know if you noticed, but FPV, Funk FPV has started doing toy truck takedown videos where he's like going over what happened that broke your toy truck. And like it is gold. There's this all lifted up truck where like the front passenger side like sheared off at the axle and broke off, and he's going through like why it happened, because you widened your stance and it's not built for that kind of torque. You have stock brakes and all that. And he gets to the end and he's like, and also, why did you lift a 2-wheel drive truck? Oh, so good. You like making fun of women with Subarus? Oh, how insensitive of you. How can you say that?
But yes.
Yeah. You saw I was laughing so hard about the truck that got stuck on the grass. Oh man, the truck that got stuck on the grass and the ATV pulls it out. I drive a truck, guys. It goes, and then you get your ass stuck on some grass. Hey guys, I'll go get my ATV and I can pull it out. I'll be okay.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Worse
there are
than somebody
people
trying to
who-
do something with something that's not supposed to do that thing.
I was gonna say people who take AI voices and have them read manga panels and then just play the entire manga on their YouTube video.
Wait, what? I've never heard of this, but I'm
Yes.
intrigued. Are
Basically,
they
if you...
good voices?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like,
No.
man, if Shy Lily's gonna read me an entire manga, I might listen, but
No, it is literally just is stealing content. It's just
For
straight up stealing content.
sure.
Because this is the entire manga. They're re-uploading the entire manga to their channel.
Are they uploading imagery as well, or is
Yes,
it like
it's
double
the
violation?
images.
Oh
Yes,
no,
it's all of the images being read by an AI voice.
that is super scum.
Yeah, this is just pure content theft. Of course, these are monetized. Like,
Picking on the mentally handicapped.
yeah, I hate when I see these videos. It really annoys me.
Yeah, that's At first, I was excited for the future of audiobook manga, but now what you've explained is less exciting and less cool. So now I'm sad. You demand womp
Honestly,
womps
having
every
like
sentence.
officially licensed like
womp.
read-throughs would be fine. I wouldn't have any problem against that, right?
For sure.
But these are just stolen.
Because even somebody reading like a book, like they're adding their own narrative flair, they're adding their own voice. Like there's enough of like a change there for me. But this, especially once you've added the images, and I'm like, oh, dude, you can go right to copyright hell.
Because one thing that's happened fairly often for VTubers is they get sponsored to read like the opening chapters of a manga, to, like
Oh, for
introduce
sure.
it. Yeah,
That
it's like
makes
that
sense.
makes sense. They would show the pictures on the screen, everything they read out, blah blah. That makes sense because you're promoting it. You're not just doing the entire thing.
Mm-hmm. And it's like it's a double whammy marketing, where we're working together to get like a product that works better for everybody, and the audience is growing because of it. You're not literally siphoning off an audience that could be paying for it. Subarus are cool, Lucy. You're still gonna get made fun of for it. I've come to terms with my Subaru.
But you know what narrative I also hate that I've seen on Twitter? It's like I just like close Twitter when I see it.
Like
It's people
like
that keep saying, or you can guess first, I guess.
oh no, I was just gonna say, are you talking about like a narrative, as in like a public thought process that is held by multiple people, or
Yes.
Okay, no, I don't know what narrative you're talking
Yeah,
about.
basically, there are a number of people who are like talking about Stellar Blade, praising Stellar Blade, right?
Yeah.
Or the other one people talked about, whatever the other Korean one was, with the girl with the boobs are gonna follow her dress. That one.
Is that also Stellar Blade? I thought it was all Stellar Blade.
No, that's a different game. Then there's
Oh.
like this other third game people were talking about, blah 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 blah.
Stellar Blade is really eating a lot.
Basically,
of the
people are
discourse for me.
saying how Korea not woke, Korea based, Korea not woke, and they're like, man, Japan's so woke now. Japan's so woke.
Japan woke.
Japan
now?
is
Oh,
Japan has fallen. Japan woke.
no. Japan
These
has
people
fallen.
and
That's
these people don't
wild.
even know, man. These people don't even know.
They don't even look at seasonal anime. They don't know that giant titty waifu is this season's best romance.
Yeah. That's what annoyed me about the guy the other day who said, like, look at this woke character from Japan game from Dragon's Dogma. Just like
Oh,
this
that
woke
one?
feel. That's why it annoyed me, is because there's a lot
Oh,
of
that
people
makes
going
more
around
sense, 'cause
legitimately
I
trying to
thought
say,
it
it's
was
like,
just silly.
man, Japan's so woke. They're trying to push this with other things like, oh, this game is published by Japan. Japan's doomed. Or the Japan Times articles like, Japan has always been woke. We've actually been very progressive. And people just keep pushing this thing. It's like, yes, it exists. There are people in Japan who think like this, and there is media from Japan that it has this content in it. Like you'll see stuff like that from, was it Square Enix games? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because they're specifically trying to promote more Western ESG ideals. Yeah, but Japan as a whole is very, very different from America still.
I think this is the one place where Sitch's definition of woke is a little more useful, because like I like the definition of woke where you're talking about like whatever you're talking about is like done in a really bullshit way that like doesn't really lend to any sort of promotion of new ideas or something useful. Like navel gazing basically is sort of like the way I usually use woke. But Sitch has the definition that he uses where it's illiberal solutions to world's problems. And I think that solution really helps remove the Japan's always been woke. And it's like, no, Japan has talked about environmental things because it's a small island with a lot of people on it. And so how those people affect and interact with the tiny island they live on is important for them to keep a track of, right? Yeah. So it's also saying you've got personal responsibility for how you live your life and how you treat others. That's not a woke ideal. But saying that you are bad because of who you are, like even looking at Princess Mononoke, right? The humans are not bad for being humans. The humans are just in conflict with the spirits because they both require resources. And it's understanding and admitting that this is a thing that exists. It's not saying, oh, they bad because they human. It literally is, hey, look, the humans are also doing good because they want to survive as a species. How do these two things work in conflict together?
Yeah, people can have bad act, or, and this is something that, like the modern woke or just like the far left intolerant types can't understand or can't reconcile as being true, is that people with perfectly good
is another good definition.
Yeah, people that have good intentions can do things poorly. People can have bad results from good intentions.
Oh, for sure. That's like
and
the number one reason I say who they.
This is not something they recognize. This is something they absolutely reject.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what is a huge problem with their worldview, is they don't think, they're so results driven that if there is a bad result, they must be a bad person.
Yeah. The results equaling some sort of racism is.
And this is why they say it's like, oh, they weren't a true. That's why they always go to a no true Scotsman fallacy for when somebody does something that's deemed bad, when the narrative turns against that person, like, you know, people getting canceled, is they were always a bad person. J.K. Rowling was always a transphobe. She was always a racist. She was always a Nazi, and all that stuff. That's how it works.
That's what happens when a word becomes a pejorative. It's true. It is. It's just the thing that gets to happen in our lives. Yeah. Congratulations, us. Go. Wait a minute. Oh, I do use little peg dealies. Okay, cool. Okay, so if I do...
Also, Vincent Martin, that's just not how it's used, though. There shouldn't be so many differing definitions of woke. It just about awakening up to some sort of X. X is usually something crazy, but not always.
Yeah, Vincent Martin's using that old school conspiracy theorist woke. I wish more people used it that way, but it just doesn't. Not how it's used a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. J.K. Rowling is anti-trans, but they also parlay that into, oh, she was always a bigot. Because J.K. Rowling is anti-trans, but she's absolutely not a bigot. Like, even if we want to be more pejorative and jokey towards like the bigot, she isn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how she acts. That's not how she cares about people. She doesn't hate trans people even. She specifically is politically against like trans issues in terms of like men coming into women's bathrooms and stuff like that. Like, she is still actually an extreme progressive. This is the one area she's like, no, this is wrong.
This
And
is
she's
too
taken
far.
like her putting her moral stance on that. And because they use that to like, oh, she was always such a bigot, she was always such a racist, and they parlay into all these other things, all these phobes, ists, and whatever's that she is. But it was never true.
Okay, snip, snap, and patty whack gonna crack.
And I am like fully aware that I'm arguing with people that are unreasonable, in that area. It's like, yeah, I could explain that to people that would espouse these ideas about J.K. Rowling. They wouldn't listen. They don't care. It's not about being correct.
It's already in the zeitgeist, already in the conversation. You're like, oh, well, yeah. I guess no reason to talk about it, I suppose. Oh, wait a minute. Is this peg better? This might be a better peg. I can shove this peg right into the gooch. Rather than that weird angled gooch peg. Don't get a big crooked gooch peg when you can get a straight gooch peg. So it goes right in the old gooch hole there. Eh. Get in there. Yes.
I saw this pretty funny video I wanted to watch with Michael the other day. Let me bring it up for me.
Is he alive? I saw he was making mead.
He was on a vacation or something.
Oh, gotcha.
It's spring break, right?
Oh, I guess you're right. It is.
Yeah, it was by this YouTuber Drumsy. You might be a psychopath. He got like 3 VTubers to take a psychopathy quiz.
Nice.
And the first question was, why was this kid unhappy to receive a soccer ball for Christmas? Anyway, why do you think that is, Blaine? Why would a kid be unhappy to give a soccer ball for Christmas?
Because he wanted a basketball.
Okay, so yeah, that's that would be counted as like a normal response. That's like empathy. Is like, you can understand. It's like, okay, that maybe it's just he's not mad at you. He just didn't want the soccer ball.
Okay.
As he wanted something else, right? My first thought was, kid has no legs. He can't kick a soccer ball. Duh. And that's the psychopath response, apparently. just assuming a negative situation is apparently a psychopathic response to the question. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's for sure a psychopathic response.
But no, I thought that was reasonable. So it's like, oh, why would somebody not want a soccer ball? Well, obviously because they can't use it, right? That makes sense to me.
No,
it's like, he has no legs, so he can't use it.
No, the obvious one is that they don't want it. That's level 1. Why was the man upset that he was given a ham sandwich? Because he didn't want a ham sandwich. He wanted, turkey. The answer isn't, oh, because he didn't have a mouth. The normal human response is, oh, someone was unhappy because they don't want thing.
I would have assumed it's because like he's a Muslim. It's not supposed to be pork.
That's a Jewish thing, I think.
Also Muslim. Yeah.
Both. They're both children of Abraham. That's right.
Yeah. We have evolved beyond that though. We're no longer bound by the old rules.
No, the old.
We can eat delicious barbecue pig anytime we want.
Don't speak your old laws here, Hebrew.
The Fire Emblem fan turns out to be a psychopath. I guess. Yeah.
Classic. All right, let's build some weapons.
I said I've tried to become more empathetic. Doesn't mean it worked.
Clearly.
2/3 of the desert religion hate bacon.
What's the other desert religion? Hindu?
Christianity. Yeah, because they're Abrahamic. They're all Abrahamic religions. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
For some reason, when he says desert, I don't think of Christianity. You just disappeared. Did your mic die? Did you unalive your mic?
Me?
Yeah, you. It was
It
just
just
went
cut out.
I was like, uh-oh.
Huh.
That sounded like it physically cut.
Did yours cut out? Did you like mute yourself? I assume you did because you're like.
Correct. I
Yeah.
did that one on purpose. You think of the land of milk and honey? Yeah, that sounds like no desert to me. I
I
hear no desert.
mean, Iraq, like the what was the river valley called actually for Babylon?
Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia. I mean, that was a land of milk and
I
honey.
do want pulled pork tacos. Oh my goodness.
Why did you have to say that, Gemini?
Because Ladybug said it. She was like, I hate ham, but pulled pork is fire. It's like, I like ham and pulled pork.
Yeah, I just skipped that one because you mentioned Andrew Clark's. But yeah, did the stream hear that then, I guess? The mic cut? Because I didn't notice anything. Obviously, it didn't come back on my side, so it must have been my mic.
I don't know. Maybe they did.
Unless there was something that was only fed to you. Not sure, otherwise.
It wasn't a problem.
I had 2 Nacho Bell Grandes for lunch because they were on the Taco Bell app for $1.
Not Yo Bell Grande. Get it?
See, I had 2 of those, and that was like what I ate today. I was like, okay, I'm stuffed now. Maybe I should just make some eggs because those are easy.
I always love making eggs. I have some soy sauce yolks in the fridge still.
Yeah. Also, when you get it just right, and then you get a little bit runny, but a little bit solid, that's perfect. That's the way I like it.
Okay, I just cooked the whites, and then I saved the yolks, and I put the yolks in a soy sauce mixture, and then I put the yolks on like my meatballs and my steak and stuff. Yeah. So I have a salty yolk with all of my food.
Yeah, I mean that's just like the perfect addition, isn't it?
It's the greatest, yes.
Because I do like somewhat runny yolk because getting that spread over like bread or whatever is very nice. I will just like fully cook the eggs if I'm only eating eggs, because I don't want to like be trying to mop up the little soup, egg soup.
Egg sweep.
Yeah, when I'm eating eggs, or
look it up.
Yeah, when I'm eating eggs with other things, I will do them over medium. I would say, yeah, I do over medium.
I do also grill the Mormons. This is true. 1, 2, 3.
Would you count Mormonism as an Abrahamic religion?
No. I believe it's specifically not an Abrahamic religion because of their belief in the Neferfritis or whatever that are from America. I think it specifically removes itself from being Abrahamic because of that.
I don't know all the details, so it's like I don't know, because I mean they supposedly base themselves off Christianity.
Kinda, yeah, it's based off of Christianity for sure, but the fact that they believe that it's Christianity that went to the, what do they call those people? They have a name for the people group that lived
the Native Americans that they ran into.
Yeah, but they weren't like any of the tribes that we know, but they like that's part of what they think.
Oh, you wouldn't know that tribe. She was on a different continent.
Yeah, it's like a 13th tribe kind of a thing, and you're like, what the heck are you talking about? So that's why I don't know that they get the. It's sort of like it's like Mace Windu, like you're on the Council of Western Religions, but you're not Christian or you're not Abrahamic.
Oh, yeah, Blaine is a little bit low because he's
away from
his mic. Yeah,
there you go. Is that better?
Yeah.
I get too far away from my mic and I don't talk straight in. Don't worry, I've got a solution en route, but it'll be here in a month because I've started ordering stuff from China, and it's like a lot more fun to order things and have to wait for them. I never thought I would think that having same day Prime, you're like, oh cool, I'll just get that, and you get it. But now that I've started ordering things that take a lot longer to get here, I'm like, ooh, is that what I want? Do I want that? Oh no, I want that. And it's I don't know, it's exciting. I like the wait. I'm like, ooh, when's it getting here? When's it coming? I'm like checking. I'm all excited. But yeah, it turns out that Shure and Cloudlifter all have their factories in China, which means that China has all their patents. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be cheap Chinese crap, but it was cheap. It was cheap, and basically I have an SM7B and a cloud lifter on the way, straight from the sauce.
Oh, you had to buy an SM7B, didn't you?
I did. Because the other mic that I was thinking of was the clone of the Neumann 705. But the Neumann 705, I started listening to some tests and stuff. It just sounds like an AM broadcast. I'm not a fan of the range on the mic
The
itself.
wrong mix. That's not it.
Yeah, it cuts off too much of the lows, and you're just like, ugh, I'm not a big fan of it.
It's really hard to like convince yourself to switch to something that doesn't have everything you want.
Oh, for sure. And there's no reason to do that, right? Like,
Yeah.
especially if what I have works when I have it all set up correctly. And my only issue is that it's a little too low from time to time. And let me just double check my sound settings, make sure I'm not double duty on that. No, yeah, it is. Okay. It's on. But it also could just be the fact that I'm working with like an actual soundboard. I maybe have to go from the soundboard out through the XLRs into another interface and send that interface in. That might give me control on the actual output, but it would be one extra step in the line, which I don't really want to do, but maybe I'll try it. It'll depend. Once I start recording for the Ava video, we'll find out. Because like right now, what I'm getting is I'm between 6 and 0 decibels, which is kind of like right where you want to be for broadcast. But then I have it boosted 20% in Restream, and that's getting me to where I am currently. But even that is like kind of quiet sometimes when I listen back, and I'm like, God, why did no one tell me I was that quiet?
Yeah, it can be a bit hard to tell sometimes.
Well, from inside, it's like impossible to tell. I'm talking about you, chat. Not telling me you can't hear me until just now. Thank you.
Well, and you're sounding fine before you start building the Gundam. Then it dropped off. So
And
it was like
disappeared.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Number 9. Dev 8 Dr. Jones. Wait, what did Dev do? Did Dev release another video where he just sort of like mumbles into the camera about something that he thinks is a problem with the world? This current age of
I
people
think
is really
that's
going
his
on.
like just TikTok reaction video. I assume that's what it is. 'Cause
You're in the shower.
his video before that was transing the tomboy.
Oh, was that video any good?
Yeah.
Good. I saw the thumbnail and I was like, oh, that'll be fun. So I stuck it on my like watch later list. But I've been listening to a 15-hour retrospective of the entire Fire Emblem franchise.
You can just listen to me talk. Why would you do that?
I don't know, because this guy, I like the way it's broken down. So every game is a little something about the game's release, and then it is the story of the game. Then it's the gameplay changes, and then it's sort of thoughts on how the gameplay changes end up affecting things. I'm trying to get a top-down global homo view of the entire franchise.
Yeah, a quick retrospective. Part 1 and Part 2. In and out, 15 hours.
Yep, that's the one. I also just like that it's 15 hours. It makes me feel like it's really thorough.
Okay, he did not actually spend that long on the first game. It's like there's not much to talk about in the first game.
No. The first game is pretty quick. I'm up to Blazing Blade, so I'm finally listening to things that I understand.
He spends about an hour and 40 minutes on the first 3 games, which sounds about right. And then he spends another hour on Fire Emblem 4, which is exactly right.
Yeah, I didn't realize that like the second game was sort of just like supposed to be just a side story that they just came out with quickly, but then it didn't end up coming out quickly. I was like, oh, classic gaming maneuver.
Yeah. And 5 was a little bit shorter. Makes sense. So yeah, 4 of the 4, like 1 through 5. 4 is the one you have the most to talk about. Really, that was the biggest one and most notable one for the series up to that point.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's not going to do thumbnails because he found out he doesn't need to. It was fun to see him back. I watched the Jonathan Haidt one. I gotta say, Haidt kind of a ding dong,
On Joe Rogan.
No, just in general. Jonathan Haidt, and literally in the episode of Joe Rogan, admits to this, that he literally is just sort of parroting Dale Carnegie in like every sales book ever, every motivational self-help, any of that stuff. And then in Rogan, he even says that. And then as soon as like Joe Rogan brings up the "it'll be a bloodbath" line from Trump, and Haidt is like, well, it looks like he's talking about people gonna be bloody. It's gonna be like a civil war. And it's like, bro, like literally the line before and the line after is about the trucks and how business is gonna end up being if we don't stop the trucks from coming across. What do you mean? It's wild. You liked his social media takes for minors? Oh, funny.
Okay, it's been over an hour on both 9 and 10. That makes a lot of sense because, again, 8 I would expect to be the shortest one, which looks to be about true. Yeah, 9 and 10 were very, or maybe not 10 as much, but 9 was very notable for the series because of how popular it was.
Blood sports, folks. Believe me, I could break a break. Yeah, literal bloodbath. I was like, wait, really, dude? And then when I love that he actually brought up Carnegie, because I was like, finally! Because anytime that, because like Adam from Stitch and Adam loves to talk about Haidt, and you know, Stitch probably does too, but anytime they talk about Haidt, they're like, well, it's just like Haidt, you know, people make a decision with their emotions. It's their emotions that lead the way. And it's like, have you not read a sales book in the last 100 years? Every book on sales is identify what makes your customer excited and emotional, and then give them the solution that matches that emotion. That is everything. Even going to Big Smiley Guy, he's like, motion creates emotion. So you can trick people's emotions into physically working, and if you move them and put them in a different headspace, a different physical location. The Wolf of Wall Street, right? Sell me this pen. How do you sell a pen? You hand it right back to the person. You say, would you sign your name right here for me? Just, you know, write out your address. Write something cool. Like just feel that pen. You feel the way that feels? Oh, just flows through the hand. And like physically getting people to do stuff is how you change their emotional states. I like the idea about disconnecting kids from the internet. Is that all anyone gets from him? Is that all anyone hears? Is just don't have kids on the internet? Like
you can go blah 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 blah. No kids.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that everyone from like my parents' age is like, you know, kids shouldn't be on the internet all the time. You should go outside. Like this isn't new. This isn't wild. Kids shouldn't have phones, but we all need to do it together. Do you? Just fucking tell your kid they don't get a phone, and if they want to be better than all their friends, they'll not have a phone. Don't be a pansy, parent.
Yeah, how about you don't give in to peer pressure from 12-year-olds?
He writes upside down. It's a space pen. I do love a space pen though, so don't come at me for my space pen loan. None of that is what Haidt talks about. What do you mean none of that's what Haidt talked about? I just listened to Haidt talking about it.
He doesn't talk about how kids shouldn't be on the internet.
He literally was talking about how kids should have flip phones on Joe Rogan. So you'll have to tell me that's not what Haidt talks about. If you come on here and you say in his book, then I'm going to say, yeah, I'm not talking about his book. I'm talking about the man who says the things.
Or just slap the car wheel out of your hands.
Just gonna knock his book right out of your hands. Not his
Not
books
his
anymore. Oh
books
my
anymore!
god, I called it! I pre-watched my own stream! Oh, I knew it!
Andrew Clark only watches Sargon on stream, nobody else. He just reads books all day.
He reads all of it.
Only
He
picks
knows
up
what the books are. That's how I knew. That's how I knew what to expect. Oh my goodness. Fondue, you should listen to the old heads. It's funny. He felt so vindicated hearing Hyatt say it. Rubbed it in my kid's face.
Also, Shogun is the #1 TV show. It is the most streamed show right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very cool.
Very nice. Very fun. Old heads? I don't know. I was just thinking of something fun to say for all of the like jeez, careful. Like the Dale Carnegie era
Okay.
of sales.
I just
Not like I'm not talking like old heads like Andrew Clark when he's talking about like Locke and stuff. Like don't go that far back. That's crazy. That's for him. That's his. Let Andrew go back to
Sargon wants to talk about Locke.
He'll go back
when it was written.
He'll go back to Locke and tell us what it was like, but we can stay more modern in the last century.
I think Andrew got a car crash. He hasn't responded since then.
Oh no.
DJ Raiji, Carnegie Hall.
Carnegie Hall. Yeah, exactly. That's the one. You got it. The problem with Carnegie is everybody just reads what is it? How to Win Friends and Influence People and just stops there.
Okay, this is gonna
got
make
a lot of
you
stuff.
really mad, Blaine. This is like on mildly infuriating. I think this is gonna make you fully infuriated.
Oh, you're gonna infuriate me? Good. It's my favorite part of the day.
Girlfriend's family friends stayed with us for a few days.
Okay. So far, so.
Yeah, open the images.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Girlfriend's family friends stayed with us for a few days. What? Oh my Joe. God. What?
They bent the knife. But not just one knife. 3 knives.
Why are they so bent? Like, that's put it in a vice kind of bent. At least this one, I can see it being dropped, but like, why is that one so bent? What are you doing? Would you guys open coconuts with your knives all the time?
They opened cans with the knives.
Cans? You never heard of can opener? People are wild.
Also, this is a woman that did this?
Of course it is.
Oh my god. Okay, I got IJP. I got him angry. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's ridiculous. Why would you... would you ever do that?
What are they practicing? Stabbing or something? Yeah, corrugated
stabbing
metal.
rocks, apparently. Coming to my house, bend my knives, and expect a Wi-Fi password.
Honestly, two knives like that, they're out of the house. They're not cooking. They're not doing anything anymore in that house.
Yeah, good luck. You're on your own. I'm terrified. That it says what it's for in the name. Yeah. Can opener. Open can.
Gotta have a cheap decoy set and hide the expensive ones.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I'll go get some like $1.50 Daiso knives, and that'll be my
Like, how do people not understand how to not like destroy knives?
just in case knives. That's wild. Plastic utensils, yeah. Have fun. Like I made a little hatchet.
My little bro got a $200 Japanese knife. We all warned him to take care of it and not leave it in the kitchen drawer. He didn't listen. Our father used it once and ran it through the dishwasher and then refused to understand what he did wrong.
Oh no. Why did Dad do that?
Disowned. Disowned father.
Cool. Two Battelle axes. Heat Hawks.
Very nice.
Very fun.
You know, nobody ever used double-bladed axes in real life.
Yeah, that would make sense. It'd be a strange.
Yeah, it's
strange-
like, what? It doesn't really have much reason exists. If you wanted to counterweight, you could just put a spike on the end or
It's a
something.
lot of excess weight just to have, you
Yeah.
know, available for something, I guess.
Because, like, how many times are you going to, like, swing at a tree and swing it
catalog
back
is
the
this?
other way?
The catalog is System Weapons Kit, Gundam-based System Weapons Kit 02. Don't even blame the dad, honestly. Don't even blame the dad? Wait, why are you blaming the dad? No, I blame the dad.
Those
the
scam knives for YouTubers.
Best part of Hokkaido Gals is that Ninja Girl's dog's name is Brain, and when a Japanese person says Brain, that's how they say my name. So all I can hear is Blaine-chan. I was like, what? Oh. I've never had that watching anime before.
Hey, who names their dog Brain? Because you didn't watch Overlord.
No, I didn't. But
Because one of the characters in that is a swordsman called Brain Unglaus.
maybe they really liked Arthur, you know? Big fans of Steven Crowder.
Yeah.
A2 22. 22, where are you? This is a Scooby-Doo sized mystery now. The hell is 22? Oh, found it. Bonk. 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 Poor Ninja Girl, those liberal arts books. Dog was named Brain. Brain.
Another response post. My husband did this with one of my Wusthof knives.
Oh no, not a Wusthof.
I don't actually know what that is.
It's
I
just a
assume they're
German
expensive,
knife
though.
brand. They're not
Yeah.
too expensive in the world of knives, but they're a lot more expensive than most people spend on their knives. if
Yeah,
that
they're
makes
more
sense.
expensive than a normal knife. This is like $100-$200 knife for the just their normal ones, you know?
Yeah, they're not cheap by any means, but like when you get into like the knife world, dude, there's some that they're hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
C3. The Nippon says R's as L's. Come on, fat site. You're a
Blunt the knives, bend the forks, smash the bottles, and burn the corks.
You have Heights coddling of the American mind, but haven't started it. Oh. Cool. Heights coddling of the American mind. Because the American mind is going to be uncoddled with a book about coddling of the American mind. Okay, so that pushes in there quite nicely. Where does this go in? Right there? No? Farther forward, farther back? I think it goes in right here. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's an odd. That's an odd connection.
What's the part you putting together now?
This is gonna be a beam rifle eventually. I guess. It
How many
feels
parts
weird.
does it have? Like 5?
I don't know. It's got a lot of little bits,
Yeah.
but what's weird
Do they
is
like
just
lock in place and like not fall apart when you push them together?
more or less,
Hmm.
except this piece right here.
Because I was wondering if it needed any glue or not.
No, nothing needs glue. So once they're together, I'll be fine. But
Okay.
there's something kind of weird about this piece. Yeah, okay, this one definitely goes in there. Yeah, the entire Gunpla like theory of build is that you never need glue. That's what makes them nice. Because we had a model kit growing up of the Blue Angels, but that was a glue kit, and it was like glue these parts together.
Yeah.
Wait 24 hours before you make another move, and you're like, ugh. Everything you did always had to wait.
Now glue is much faster.
How good intentions and bad ideas are setting up a generation for failure. I feel like that is the definition of every generation. Good intentions keep coddling everyone. Everyone's weaker than the next generation.
And somehow we still keep getting weaker somehow.
Back in my day, we had the blah blah blah. Like that's the meme. I don't know if there's anything specifically different about this generation as far as like the coddling goes. Now, I think you could make an argument if he gets into it that the current generation has less direct input from the parental units that would assist with that. Be able to move them past the, here's what you're dealing with. But the problem is with the modern generation is that the parental units are dealing with tech that's just changing on a rate that is just unseen at this time.
Yeah. I saw a post the other day on Reddit talking about how it's not okay for old people to use the excuse that they're old, that they can't use computers. And I think they very much misunderstand the idea is that it's normal for that person because they grew up with technology and just like inherently like learn how it worked as they grew up. This person had never seen anything like that in their life when they were a child.
For sure.
It is not the same world. They just could not understand what it's like.
I was talking to a guy who was kind of opening up about his sort of past, and this guy I was talking to had aunts and uncles. This guy's alive. He's old, but he's alive currently, and I spoke words with him. He has aunts and uncles who were slaves, and him and his brother got beat for using a whites only drinking fountain. Like,
oh, so yeah, he's old.
Like, and this guy's still alive.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, the person who's been through these things that I read about in a history book is supposed to also be able to keep up with Snapchat, like, or, whatever tech you wanna throw out. You're like, nah, bro. There's got to be some patience. There's got to be some humility.
Yeah, it's been over 50 years, or is it over 60 now?
60, I think.
Damn, it's like, yeah.
Or at least it was in the 60s. I don't know if we're at 60 years yet, or we're
Yeah.
almost at 60 years. I'm not really great with dates. It's not my forte. Hi was too short. Made him angry boy. Oh. Can't even read. You use TTS to read the chat. That's okay. You've learned to make it. It's current year, Gramps. It was wild though, thinking about a time period in which an adult man, no matter the skin color, to think that an adult man would beat a child because the child used the wrong drinking fountain. That was just a wild thought. Like, you read about it, you hear about it, but like to have someone tell you about their experience with it, you're like, damn, you're alive still. Kind of hits you. 23. You're 57 and nothing about modern technology mystifies me. Hell, my generation made modern technology. Well, I mean, what, like Snapchat? Like, are you on all the apps then? Is that what you're trying to say?
Have you used Bumble?
Are you a bumbler? At this point, though, I think that Xer and millennials are in a far better place than Zoomers and alphas than boomers were with Xers and millennials.
Too many catchwords.
Depends on the Zoomer and the alpha you're talking about. Like, sure, there are Zoomers and alphas that are getting, less correctly educated on how to deal with and handle things in life. But that's not society's job. That's their parents' job. I know plenty of alpha, especially because most of my like sort of immediate range, all the people that are my nieces and nephews, even though they're not by blood, that are being raised in a very good, traditional, great way. So it's just like you can't put that into like a generational quotient effectively. You've got to be so much more direct and specific with people that I just find it kind of a waste of time, because garbage and shit parents have been around forever, and it's more useful to identify shit parenting and speak directly to it than it is to just say, well, this generation is dealing with this, and it's like, generation's not a monolith. It's not how it works. At least with regards to the internet. Maybe. I don't know. I think that the way that Zoomers and Gen Alpha consider the internet reality is actually a lot more useful of a consideration than the sort of boomer X or millennial idea that it's not real. Because when you think of it as real, you act and you behave in a certain way, in a certain pattern that denotes things that have consequence, things that have actual impact on your life. Now, should you also have the ability to step away from that? Yes, but should you also, respect what it is, and that when you do say something, you are saying that thing. That is something that is really coming from you, or what someone else said, depending on how well you know them, is also a real conversation that you're happening. This has got the M4 buttstock has like adjustability on the peg. I can like stick it in a little bit, or I can stick it in even farther. It actually has like a slot too, so it doesn't rotate. You figured out fairly early that social media ended up being deadlier than a copperhead. I don't think copperheads are that deadly, are they? How many people die to copperheads every year?
Not many people die to copperheads every year. Like, snakes just don't really kill that many people, relatively. Most stuff in our daily life is more deadly.
3,000 people are bitten by copperheads annually in the U.S. The incident of these bites by these venomous snakes.
How many of those die, then?
The case fatality rate is about 0.01%.
Yeah, because...
So 30 people die.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that social media is a lot more deadly than that.
Yeah, I was going to say, the amount of people that die from it without treatment, not that high. I mean, you could definitely die from copperhead bite. It can do enough to kill you.
There are more poisonous.
Yeah, there are more poisonous snakes, but many times you can also get treatment and just be totally fine.
It's probably also just a turn of phrase. Like, it's a poisonous snake, so it's more deadly than a copperhead. I don't think it's literally the idea that it would be more deadly than a copperhead, but I like to nerd out on the numbers.
I like to be both morally and literally correct.
If I can't base my my ability to look down on someone on being factually correct about something, then I don't want to know what it is. C16. Oh, it's over here. Okay, cool. Get it? C16. Snip. 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 Dope. Dope, 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 dope. And C12. Oh, it's this guy. That one that's been like falling off the whole time. C14. All right, let's put these together here for a second first.
You sound like a dentist.
What?
You sound like a dentist.
I sound like a dentist?
Like,
Oh yeah, going through the teeth number by number.
another A5. Gotta look at that one.
I mean, that's what,
can
that's what
see
they
it, yeah.
are. They're numbered and lettered. This is A and this is C, and then they have numbers. It's effective. Yeah, I'm a dentist, man.
It's so funny.
Tits and Ray Gun says C16, you sank my battleship.
Yeah, there you go. That's also a good one.
Oh my goodness.
That's actually the perfect spot. I'm a genius.
You're a genius? What are you genius
I'm a
about?
genius because I placed my Arknight CS correctly without even
Oh.
thinking about it.
I see. You know, I put game dev in the banner, but I think I'm
It's not happening.
gonna pass for tonight. I can feel myself running out of steam.
Do you think you're even gonna finish that thing?
Yeah, this will be.
Because I just don't know how much more you have to do.
No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine here. I got it. Oh god. Oh. I'm kidding. I'll be able to do this, no problem. I finally found a tutorial that is literally a strategy RPG tutorial that also I know how to use the orthographic camera on because of the way they wrote the tutorial. So I can finally like follow a tutorial that'll end with me getting like a game that's sort of that classic top-down look, and then we can start iterating on characters and stuff from there. So like I'm feeling like actually at a point where I'm like, okay, this will be the one that gets me to the framework so that I understand enough of it that I can do it. But there's a lot of like early stuff in it that's like set up the camera so it can move around the field. So and it's like there's some really quick and easy videos that I want to kind of just chunk through real quick and actually just put it into the engine so that we don't have to all like sit around and watch me like have to figure out how the camera works. I think for me, crap parents always exist, but overall communities make up for that. If people all think every part of their lives is someone else's job, crap kids become crap adults that have crap kids. How does thinking a community makes up for crap parents not thinking that it's everyone's job? I feel like when I read what you just wrote, what I hear is shitty people are around, but like other people can make up for it. But having someone else have it be their job to make up for your life. Wait, do the parents think that or do the kids think that, Fondue? I'm confused. Cuz I don't think you should excuse parents because community can make up for something. I think that's specifically a no fly zone. Now, if you want to say like community can make up for it, you're talking about like an extended family or something like that, like maybe, but I think that sort of stretches like what is your definition of community there? Because even like if I have a kid and I suck at raising that kid, I'm not going to expect my cousins or sisters or anybody to show up and help make that kid better. That's not their job. Should I have the bipod deployed or up? Deployed? Okay. Speaking of current generation, every year I offer veterinary internships to get students some practical experience. This year, I lost half of them week 1. Large breed isn't for everyone.
I say, yeah.
What was week 1, Tits? Was it time to vaccinate or time to castrate? What do we? I could see kids being like, "Oh, this ain't for me," pretty quick, depending on what you're doing. The buck stops with the parents. True. I think we get a better society the more people are involved, though. I think that's important. However, I would still agree that even is the job of the parents to make sure that grandma and grandpa are involved, cousins are involved, aunts and uncles are involved, family, friends, neighbors, to make sure that all of that exists. That's still on the parents to make sure that everyone is together there.
I think it feels a little
Neighborhood,
bit
extended
nebulous
family,
when you
but I could be clearer. Yeah, again, I still, I get it. Are you coming at this from the position of someone who is raising kids and trying to figure out kind of how to navigate this, or but I mean, you don't have to answer that directly. I'm just tootling around in my own brain, because I think even having the decision of like setting up, like nesting, they call it, right? Like getting into the position to have a kid, you start thinking about these things very, very differently. Like where you were like, oh, I want to live here, or I want to go here, I want to do these things. You're suddenly like, I need to make sure that my progeny is taken care of, and it sort of it colors things a little bit differently.
Yeah. I was gonna say, when you just go broad, like crap parents exist, community makes up for it. It feels a little bit too nebulous. It's like, what are the parents doing wrong in terms of raising their kids? Like being a bad parent. What is it for being a bad parent? Is like literally not being there for kid, not teaching them morals, not teaching them how things work, right?
I think being a bad parent is more insidious than that. Being a bad parent is not engaging with your child.
Oh yeah,
it's not like,
I didn't really fully establish that. That is my first point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not something
just literally not being there.
Yeah, it's not something as well, and even not being there. Like you could be there, but not being or not knowing what they're up to, not asking them about what they're doing, not having conversations about what they're into, like just sort of existing and making sure that they're fed and getting to school. Like I think that is on a level similar to like abusing your children, because you're setting them up for the same sort of failure at the end of the day. Tits, I want you to bring me to your ranch and teach me all about cows. That sounds fun. Actually, we should go to Montana and like help with the buffalo. Do you see they're starting a bar?
Oh yeah, I did.
We should help.
Yeah.
You're gonna help the buffalo build a bar in Montana?
Yeah. That'd be fun.
It would be fun.
Maybe for like a month or something. We were talking about doing like vacations and stuff that are like a little bit closer.
That's like not going to Japan.
What kind of a business we're running?
I'll run it. I can do both.
So what were we talking about with the buffalo? Where the buffalo roam?
One thing at a time. That sounds fun though.
I've got family with buffalo. And,
okay, they raise buffalo.
I've still never been out to their ranch. I've been to really small ranches here in Washington, but that's nowhere near the same as having like an actual herd. It's like, oh, we've got like 5 cows, and you're like, woohoo, 5 cows, awesome. I'm down for the arm condom. You know what? If it brings a new little cow into this world, I feel like I could get it done. Yeah, I'll set up the AC for sure.
Parents should be the starters, and community should be the second string.
Starters. Oh yeah, that's a good way to put it. But who's the coach? I think that's an important part. Because depending on who you have as the coach can really identify how involved that second string is, right? Like one thing that the church I go to does that is really really good is they have a really solid special needs department. And for parents of special needs kids, they will have like just a day where all of the special needs parents can bring their kids and they can have like a special needs daycare, so that all those parents can go have like a date night. And I think that's a really good, that's sort of that community
nice.
coming out to help out. You know, they're not really raising the kid; they're just making sure the kid is, you know, taken care of for, you know, a few hours. But something like that, especially when you're talking about like special needs, where, you know, it's a constant workload for some of these people, is just such a blessing, such a thing that you can be there for. That's the community we should be creating. For sure, Fondue's right as far as like that's what we should be having. Is Gemini's right with like that should be the second string. It's right there to help out. But I think it's hard for me to look at Gen Z and Gen Alpha and say that they're getting ruined because of the internet, when it's Gen X, millennials, and boomers that have the ability to be that community, be that second string, be that group that can come out and help. And offer their assistance and offer their wisdom and be available. And it's hard for me to look at the new kids and be like, well, they're screwed up by the internet, and be like, well, fucking help out, grandpa. What are you doing? Like, you know.
Yeah, like if you're an older person with a lot of experiences that should be shared with younger people, you can just try to start up your own thing and like say go to your church, do a thing where you'll teach kids whatever your life skill is, right? Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go to like down a community center at like your local government provided building that you may or may not have.
I think what I've noticed actually since this newer church that we've been going to is that when we do stuff like that, there is because of the way we market it, there is a huge number of basically non-Christian, non-member families that will make use of that. So it's
That's
actually
good.
direct
Very
assistance to the local community, as opposed to like, oh, only the church. You have to be a church member. You have to be blah, blah, blah. No, we're here to help. That's what we were called to do. That's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, I think that stuff like that is very good. I think that is a way to get people into the faith as well. Like, very much provide services for people that aren't of the faith.
Andrew Clark, I'm very connected with my kids. We talk about Locke all the time. Careful there. I wouldn't broadcast your child abuse to the internet. For the question economics, as long as the government isn't the coach, that's something they need to figure out. That's what you were just commenting on.
As long as the
Intriguing
government-
convo. Blaine's POV regarding parents and kids resonates here. So he doesn't have kids yet. Correct. We are working on kids here. Probably this year.
I am somebody that also wants kids, but I don't even have a girlfriend. So yeah, I shouldn't be too forward about that.
You got other steps before you do that. Providing young kids a range of opportunities. For sure. One of the reasons you haven't retired, you hire a lot of locals so they get a trade. Good. That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, we're inherently social creatures, and I kind of like Tits was saying earlier when we were looking at snake bite stats, but like the social dopamine is so easily fired off with the way that social media works that it sort of has manipulated our thought about like, no, I'm being social, no, I'm connecting. It's like, are you? Like, we're gonna, at some point this summer get finished up with all these projects we have around here, and then like my first step once I do that is to like throw a barbecue with the neighbors, like have people over, share these things that I've spent all this time building, right? But that's not an immediate thought for most people. Most people, they finish some kind of project, they take a picture, they post it, and they're like, look what I did. and then they move on, and they get the dopamine when they see those likes that they've done that community building thing, that little like, oh yeah, I've become a part of my group. And it's like, nah, really, you should actually maybe be a part of your group and not just it's like a social form of virtue signaling almost, you know?
I think the only thing I really care about Twitter is like talking to other people I want to talk to, like specific people.
Announcements and bullshitting, man. Memes and waifus. That's all Twitter's for, you know? At least for me.
Yeah, Lofty doesn't have it doesn't go on our Discord, doesn't have a Discord, whatever. So that's one like place I would talk to him.
Oh, for sure.
That's
yeah.
why I like Twitter. That's about it.
Yeah, it's a great like, and they're all comms platforms. Like so Steam finally changed their policy so that if you have a family account, you can both be playing games as long as you have enough games in the library for multiple people to be playing it. Or, you know, like she can play Beat Saber while I'm playing Helldivers, right? So they finally changed it. So we were getting
you
that
can play
set
different
up.
games at the same time.
Exactly. And it used to be you could not play the same library. You'd have to have a separate game in your library.
What did
but
it
they
say
finally
about the
changed it.
limits in terms of like you have to have this many games to play multiple games at a time?
Yeah, so if you like, let's say your family account has like you, a wife, and like a kid, and you both want to play Helldivers, you need 2 copies of Helldivers within that family group. So if you and your wife both bought a copy and your kid wants to play one day and you're playing, then you can play because you have 2 copies. It's like having physical discs, right? Like if you had physical cartridges, how many would you need for everybody to play? So it's really good there.
That is good. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Love to see it. Sometimes I get to the
I was more
like,
thinking you need total. I thought you were talking about you need total amounts of games, and you can have this many people playing games on your accounts.
oh yeah, no.
I was like, oh man, I could fund a whole family, whole ass family.
more like if you got 2 people in a family group, you can share libraries, but then you just have to you can't both play the same exact game.
Hey, I could use that on my dating profile now. I have over 1,000 games on my Steam library.
Yeah, you'd never have an issue. Don't wait there. You wish you had kids. Oh, don't worry. My parents had me like 11 months after they were married, and my mom was like, you don't have to have kids immediately. You can take some time for you. And so we took some time for us, and then now it's time to start thinking about actually starting kids. So don't worry, I'm not waiting. I got plenty of practice. Some people get more out of likes than sex. That's a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a way to think about life. 26, 32. Social fast food. I like that. It's a good way to put it. Also, Andrew Clark with we've sublimated social interaction by using social media, but it's usually not enough. Yeah. We are socially obese now, and that's a problem. What was this supposed to go to?
Man, America just like gets #1 in everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, we got to be the top fattest ever. Reposting good fanners, all I use Twitter for. It's so good for that. Like it's really well designed for that. It's top of the class for sure. Oh, I found it. Okay. C13. 13. Without my kids, I'd probably have been a shiftless drunk living to the per cap.
And this speaks to another thing in life. People need purpose. For all of human history, basically, kids have been that purpose for almost all of the population.
Yeah,
and now we're moving away from that, as many people are having less kids or no kids at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people just don't have any purpose in life at that point. It's a little hard.
It's sort of like the it's kind of like the college debate, I feel, where like there are probably some people that maybe don't have a kid. maybe don't have kids. But there's a lot of people that probably should have kids, but they've sort of written it off just because of the way they felt about how society sort of treats it, looks at it, and what they think it means, and that they need to be, good enough on their own, right? A lot of people are like, good enough on your own, good enough on your own. It's like, you don't have to be good enough on your own. You think you are ever good enough on your own? No, the whole point is that, like, we have to have something beyond just our bone bag, something else to do. Like, look at all of the best motivated people in the world, and they're usually motivated by someone around them, something around them, something outside of who they are.
Look at that Jeff Bezos guy. I want to have more money than him. We should talk about other things, like why communism is bad.
We game mostly via Steam, so better start a family account to share different games. Oh, dude, because they've had family accounts forever, but the family accounts were just like, if the other person was on Steam, you could not play. And you're like, well, what's the point of the family account? But they finally changed it, so hopefully it goes into effect here pretty soon, because it would be very nice. We talk about other things like why communism is bad. Good. Do you use dessert to teach them why communism is bad? You give everybody a slice of pie, but you make one a little too big, and then you're like, whoop, better come correct this imbalance. This dirty capitalist imbalance I see here, and then you just take their pie. Oh, I'm gonna be a great dad. Taking kids pie just to teach them that communism is bad. Okay, should I use the like the ACOG looking scope or this wacky Russian night vision looking scope? I should put them down so they. Okay.
Yeah, I shouldn't be on Twitter.
This
Breaking: NYC homeowner is arrested for changing locks of her home to kick out squatters who broke in. In New York, people legally living in your property automatically become, or people illegally living in your property automatically become legal tenants after 30 days. NYPD arrests Adele Andeloro.
It's wild.
She looks Hispanic to me. For unlawful eviction of a tenant.
What? Unlawful eviction?
And she has to take him to court to get him out.
Why is it unlawful? Get out of my house.
Apparently, if you've been there for 30 days, you're a legal tenant. Because
so you can lean them corners, like.
Because you shouldn't be able to kick people out of your house if they've been living there. It doesn't matter if they're paying or not. What if he was her boyfriend and she just wanted to get rid of him and throw him out in the cold? How dare she?
That's wild. That is absolutely wild. Like that senator that shares his porno with his son. What? Porn has its own problems before we get into, like, that's the worst thing I think I've heard in a long time. Wait, so I could have saved my late uncle's place that way? Yeah, you just don't leave. Apparently. Depends on the state you're in, though. So yeah, in New York, if you do that, you could have done it, I guess. They get notifications when the other gets on the site or something.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Pretty sure Portland has the same laws. The Portland and Seattle laws are a little different. I think you have to be paying a bill. So like the idea is that a renter can't get kicked out without due process, due notice, because you can evict people. It's not really that hard to do in Washington, at least. I'm not sure specifically on Oregon, but yeah, evictions aren't the hardest thing to get done. But you do have to go through the proper steps, as it were, to get it done. And if they are to get some form of like protections, it really is just like protections to make sure that you are, you know, giving them notice and kicking them out correctly. It's not like, oh, we got to make sure these people get to stay in your house forever. At least no case that I've come across.
Yeah, that's why you never want to rent out an illicit apartment. If the person stops paying rent, it'll really cost you. Also, thank you for
That is correct.
subscribing,
That is-
Alexis Hinojosa.
Woohoo! Hinojosa.
Also, here's a theme.
Semi Nihongo name.
Yeah.
Also, oh, you got a thing here.
Here's a meme. Become ungovernable.
it?
I know the old people in the audience will love this one, so I
Become
had to post this.
Thanks for
No
giving the viewers
diving, no
something to giggle
diving.
at.
Some
Some
guy
guy
made a
made a
video.
video how to house serve that way. Yeah, that makes sense. Of course, someone's gonna min-max it and talk about it online. Cause why not? Why don't they give me more? Like, okay, I get it that they want you to like change the gun up, but like this middle piece here is like the smallest piece. Give me 3 of these so I could have 3 guns rather than having to decide if I'm getting the stormtrooper gun, this what is this? This looks like a M240, M242. What is the? Maybe it's just an M2, the weld up machine gun, or the
It doesn't look like M249 to me.
the AR platform. Not a 249. I think it's just the Modus, right?
Oh yeah, I misheard you. Or I just assumed you were trying to say M249.
No, it doesn't look like the Modus though. I'm thinking of a different one. There's a different one that's sort of that Castle Wolfenstein era of guns. It looks like this. Just buy 3 kits, then I would have 9 gun barrels. Fondue. It's like hot dogs when you get 8 buns but 10 wieners. You have to buy so many to make it balance. But this time, every time you buy 8
Specifically, you have to buy 5.
buns, well, every time you buy 8 buns in this case, you get another 10 wieners, so you'll never bridge the gap. The M60's closer. There's another one where the heat shield goes through the full length, and it's got the funny like rolled front end on it. PPSH, what? WW2 machine guns. Let's see this little. MG42. I was right. I was right the first time. I was talking about this one, the MG42. Whoops, this button. This guy right here, with the folded, folded metal sides.
Yeah.
It's not the same front end I was thinking of, but that one to me looks like this little guy right here. It's in some amount just because of the shield around it.
Yeah.
Plane has fireman commitment issues. Here's the deal. AR platforms are cool. You're like, oh, I can swap my uppers and I can have a longer barrel or a shorter barrel, but like at the end of the day, I'd rather have 2 guns. Why would I get like a 16-inch barrel and an 18-inch barrel?
That's
and a
Andrew
20...
Clark, isn't it?
It is. He's beginning he's beginning to log in. Oh, there it is. Oh wait, no, I can see his avatar this time.
I don't see it.
I can see it on the backside, but I can't see it on the stream.
What do you have to say about Lu Bu? Why is he your favorite character in 3 Kingdoms?
Lu Bu. Oh my goodness. I think I'm gonna go with the Stormtrooper build. I'm gonna do skeletonized and but we did go with the ACOG. No, we'll do this, yeah. Oh, I got another one. We got another one. That one works.
Hey.
You got two
Hey.
Ender Clicks. But at least you're not in your car.
No, I am in my car. I was chatting from work. That's why it was so inconsistent.
Oh, that's fine. You chat wherever you want to chat from, friend. Get out of here. Get out of work.
So, no, my son was talking to me about something he brought up. How he feels like he is kind of what is it?
A burden.
No, politically homeless a little bit. Like,
Oh,
I don't know if that's not even no. That's not
You
even.
have been talking with him about Locke, haven't you?
Well, yes, I have, but that's not even the point.
Real quick, whatever age range you're comfortable with letting us know, where is your kid at?
Oh, he's going to be a senior next year in high school.
Okay. That's a lot.
So, so anyways, he was talking. I don't even know if that's the right term exactly, but you'll understand what I mean. Because
Okay, yeah.
he has like a few different groups of friends, right?
Mhm.
But he was talking to me. He's basically has to pick between people with far right views and far left views, and he's like, I don't fit really in either group at times.
Oh, he's not a monarchist. I get it.
Yeah.
He's like, why?
Why can't we just? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't we be friends?
That's funny.
Yeah.
I was
So you know what I mean when I say that? It's like, I don't know if politically homeless is the right term, but
yeah,
I'm
feels
pretty
like
sure he's just
they
in the
have it.
realm
It's
of
more
radicals.
yeah, more like they're politically separated or like
yeah.
detached from their peer group. It's wild.
I mean, he's not trans, but like basically kind of how it is like an example is that like
Femboy.
one group is like extremely anti-trans and the other side is like extremely pro-trans to the point of like, fanaticism.
Yeah, it's like maybe we should just be, good to people who are hurting and try to figure out how we can, get them past that without destroying their bodies.
Yeah.
Why is that not a?
Isn't there like a happy middle ground we can kind of reach? Not what is it? Not like the middle of the road between two extremes, but like
everyone
a
gets
reasonable.
All,
See, that's
all
the
trans
kind
men
of thing
get
that
one ball.
Yeah. So everyone just is like gets a scrotum with one nut.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether you're, trans male or trans female.
Every man has to give their left nut to a woman they know.
Yeah.
We just do it by government issue now. Is Andrew libertarian? I don't think so.
I used to consider myself that way, but
Libertarians are gay.
yeah, but no, I call myself a liberal, but like in a Lockean sense, in like the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence are based incorrect.
As Zargon would say, a classical liberal.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what liberalism is, so I don't know what he means by that.
You know what he means. He means...
I don't know. I thought I did. I thought I did, but I don't. Because he ropes in a lot of leftist talking points into liberalism, and it's like, that's not appropriate at all.
That's the opposite of classic, in fact.
Yeah.
Keeping both of mine, they belong to the wife anyways. See, you've already donated them, Tits. I'm right. I get you.
No, we're gonna help you reclaim at least one of those.
Yeah, you get one back. I like just putting the hands on the gun so that whenever
Did
I
you
want
see?
to attach it, it's just
Did
there.
you see Spoon's video on Stitch?
Why
No,
would I
I
watch
didn't.
that? He's full of
It's
shit.
so funny because it is a self-owned video,
It's just like when Vosh talks about Doomer.
sort of. See, here's the thing, or like just a short breakdown rather. Spoon starts by talking about, so he starts by talking about like Brianna Wu and like her explanation of what was going on. And he thinks that is some kind of win when she's like, like we get together, we talk of, what is it? She's basically like, what is it? Like putting together like almost like a news
I'd
room
say, yeah,
with
Wu said
different
her-
streamers.
Yeah, Wu said she's paying people.
Kind of thing. I mean, it may have sounded nefarious to Spoon, but like,
No, it's like literally I'm paying people because they're coming on the show and doing work for me.
yeah,
basically.
exactly. I mean, what is it? What was it? Eric July going on to, not Glenn Beck's show, but what was it? What was that network though?
Blaze.
The Blaze. Yeah, him being a Blaze contributor. It's the same thing. But maybe the thing, if you want to criticize anything at all, is that there was less transparency about it.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, that's what you criticize. But as far as I understand, it was this. It's the same concept.
Right.
Now, if you want to say
That's what
the lack of transparency is egregious, then okay, I'm willing to listen to that. But anyways, so
I think the initial accusations that were sort of like better founded were that because of the lack of transparency, it actually broke one of the Twitch TOS rules.
sure.
That she was paying people for like the debates, right? And you're not, you have to disclose when money exchanges hands in those sort of circumstances. I think that was the original Chud Logic videos was what it was about. It wasn't even like, oh, this is bad that she's paying people. It was like, this is against TOS.
Yeah, and my whole idea on that is like I don't care if you violate Twitch TOS. I don't respect them.
Sure, but that wasn't what do you call it? That wasn't
Spoon and
Spoon's.
Aiden's thing, no.
Yeah.
But that was the original one.
Yeah, and so then he transitions into the Twitter, the Twitter fight spat that they had, where he brings it up, and then, well, anyways, the point is that they get into whether or not Stitch has changed politics, or gone more left.
They actually addressed that?
He, what is it? Stitch did.
Because I read the Twitch,
Yeah.
the Twitter rambling.
They
where it
didn't.
was like, yeah, it was like, hey, how did I change? And it was like, here's a way in which you've gotten not left. It was like, okay, that doesn't make any sense
so
as an example.
This is exactly so. Spoon brings this up, and one, he tries to obfuscate things by saying, "Oh, but I'm not really trying to determine whether or not you actually believe this. I'm trying to talk about whether or not you're publicly stating your public stances and such." That's what he says in the video, right? Not what he said on Twitter, but what he's saying different now. And it's like, okay, sure, that's reasonable. One, you didn't say that to him up front, right? You're doing that different thing now. But two, that actually doesn't change anything because you are still asking him what is different, and you're not getting there. And then third, he does the whole spiral himself again in the video where he starts talking about whether or not it makes sense to have suspected Joe Biden of corruption at the point that Spoon believed that it was enough evidence had passed or not. But that wasn't the point. The point you're trying to prove is whether or not he's changed his political beliefs, or
Yeah.
even publicly. But he never gets there. He just spirals. And then he moves on to talk about Data Distributus, in which he talks about what he uses 2 clips, right? I think it's two or three. It kind of he flips back and forth and he replays it, so it's hard to tell whether or not it's just 2 or maybe it's 3. But that's not even the point. The point is that he brings up, or Dave brings up, that there is this temporary illiberalism called affirmative action, and such as like, yes, that it was an illiberal action to try and counterbalance the an injustice, is what Al Sitch phrases it. And then they bring up, but we're living in a liberal system or something later on and stuff. It's like, I don't see the contradiction there. And it's like, it's so easy to understand. Spoon thinks this is some kind of own when it's super simple. We lived in you just go chronologically and understand it that way. We lived in a liberal system that had illiberal elements that resulted in illiberal injustices. And then once those illiberal those aspects were addressed, the proposal to fix it wasn't to simply move on as it usually is, but rather to create this illiberal system to temporarily counterbalance it, to give them a jump start on fixing past injustice. Right?
Yeah.
And everything is cohesive under that framework. There's not one thing that's out of place. The conclusion that Sitch says is like, I don't see how this destroys liberalism as a concept, as a philosophy, which it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm with Fondue.
You could say that it is not a good idea, that illiberal means will not result in a liberal situation, so we shouldn't have done it in the first place. Sure, you can say that, but it's not like this illiberal band-aid to try, like, illiberal counterweight for a different illiberal situation doesn't destroy liberalism.
I feel like you give him far too much the benefit of the doubt that he's an intelligent person that has thoughts that make sense.
Yeah, well, no, Spoon. Yeah, so Spoon is just not. He has a comprehension disorder. He should be able to understand this. It's right out there in front of him, but he doesn't get it.
I mean, he might. Honestly, the more likely answer is that instead of him just not getting it, he's willfully misinterpreting it for his
That's
own
possible.
ideological.
I think he doesn't care
persuasion.
enough is the biggest thing, right? Like
Possibly.
Fondue is saying, like, because I've tried to listen to a few of Aiden's streams because I'll see a topic where I'm like, oh, I'm curious about that actually. Let me see what's up, what they're gonna say about it, and you'll be listening to Aiden like trying to talk about some kind of like report or something that's like come out or something.
That's what
study.
she does, yeah, whatever.
She's just a study like
All-
devourer,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
And you're like, oh, that's a crazy study. I'd like to hear more about it. And then you just hear him be like, well, you know what they're really thinking about. And you're like, what? Shut up for like an hour, please. Forever. I don't want to hear you.
Yeah, no, it's exactly that.
For me, Spoon, I just had to listen to Spoon for, like 3 minutes of him going on, like, Kiddo's podcast or whatever. And I was already done with him. I was, like, so done with him. He just, like, comes off so disingenuous and bad faith. It's just, like,
Yeah.
stupid.
And it is a sort of...
pejorative.
Yeah, it is a sort of, like, performative thing, too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It feels like you can't be honestly this dumb. you have to be like trying to not notice or not say the thing the way that everybody else says. And you know what it strikes me as? I don't know if anybody else has ever been in these communities, because I adore conspiracy theory. But some of the people that get into conspiracy theories, or why I like following them, is just because I like seeing why people think a certain way.
Yeah.
And it strikes me as the conspiracy theory of like, they just ask the question. I'm just asking the questions. They let everybody else like infer the answer over and over again, right? And it's like, it's not
does
useful,
that
it's not
a
helpful,
lot.
it's not fun.
Yeah, the other
He-
thing that made me completely
when
off was when I checked out one of his videos, and his first point was just fully salacious. It just like there was no substance behind it whatsoever. It was just him saying pejorative about something he was supposed to be making a point on. In terms of this person is arguing poorly, and then his next point he started was also just kind of bullshit, and I was like, nah, I'm done with this dude.
Yeah, the deepest he ever gets is navel gazing.
Oh, for sure. Welcome back, Mike.
Yeah, hello.
He did it. He survived.
Oh yeah, it was the short fat otaku says I project kami energy. That's when I checked out. I was like, what is this? It's just like, this is terrible. Yeah, he's just like,
he does project kami energy. Honestly, I felt that in this video.
No. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, it was basically Spoon's response like, I project kami energy, and then his like response to it was just fucking horrible. It's like one of the worst things I try to listen to.
I hear it, because even in this video, he's obsessed with power dynamics. He's like, that's all you need to do is study power dynamics, which is all the leftist communist types talk about is power dynamics. They see everything through the lens of power.
Man, I was just like,
that makes
Dev
sense.
is just correct though. Dev is just correct about you.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
I guess I'd have to watch more of like, or I'd have to see what the rest of what Dev was saying, but I was like, no, he's right.
I mean, analyzing power is a useful tool at times, but it's not everything.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Because part of analyzing power that is useful, right, is anytime I ask who they, right, know who is able to make a decision. Because people who are able to make a decision and have power to control like something that will affect you, it's important to know who those people are. It's also important to know those people aren't usually trying to be assholes. They're usually just trying to do their job, or like I hate LNI, and LNI does not want me to start my truck. But that asshole, his entire like motivation is so that my truck won't burn down. And I'm like, bro, it's not going to burn down. But he's like, well, it's got to be in spec. I don't want this to be the truck that I sign off on that burns down. I'm like, it's not going to burn down. But like, he's coming at it from like a position where like that's his motivation, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of people will just be like, no, he just doesn't want me to. He doesn't want me to succeed. He hates me. He doesn't want.
I was gonna say another topical point where I could point to who they and answer. Yes, I know exactly who they is. Gamergate 2.0. Sweet
sure.
Baby Inc. We see Sweet Baby Inc. What are they doing? They're putting more diversity in games because they're paid to do so. Why do they do that? Because they're paid to do it, okay? Why are they getting paid to do that, though? Because people that are paying them want that in their games. Why do these people want it in their games? Because the people above them, giving them their money that they're investing, are saying, we need this to be in your products, your games.
Well, that's not entirely accurate. I mean, it does. What is that? It's like
producer change, because
it does happen that way from time to time, but it is also that they advertise their services.
No, I was gonna say we can go all the way up the chain. We can go all the way up to the chain of the investors, the biggest investors, BlackRock and Vanguard. Who's running those companies? Larry Finker's running Vanguard, or not Vanguard. Sorry, he's running BlackRock. What does he believe in? What does he literally just espouse on the world stage, talking about? Is like, we're going to push these ideas, and you have to force these practices. He says these things, and we see these proponents show up directly in video games. Like, that's a direct line you can draw all the way up the chain, from the bottom of the little slaves working on this stuff to the top, the people who have all the money.
what is it? If it comes from a myriad of places. There's not just one magic bullet, and that actually, just quick side tangent to Spoon again, is that seems to be what he wants is a magic bullet.
Yeah, maybe.
To explain, he wants a single dynamic that will explain everything.
I mean, it's not
That
just
even if
it's not
it
just
isn't
because
literally
everything
one
says.
dynamic,
Yeah.
even if it isn't literally one dynamic, it is just like one or two, maybe three. Something incredibly simplified from the way that the world actually works.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like it's not just one thing, of course, but no, we can point to people at the very top, the people that are funding the companies that are making the choices, have this ideology, and they're specifically, intentionally pushing it, and you can see the results of it.
Right. That's part of it, definitely. What is it? Sometimes, though, it is, what is it? Like the pitch meeting from people who are like, okay, so people who are like, what is that? Ill-informed liberals, I'll call them. Right? They grew up liberal, and they're sensitive to the case or to the class struggles and people who are underprivileged and such.
Mhm.
But they don't recognize like illiberal policies and such, right? So they hear this pitch about like, oh, we're gonna, serve these minorities and help get them opportunities, help get them, be more visible and represented in society. And these things sound good to these well-meaning, classical liberals. So they allow them in their games to act out their illiberal social justice style writing. That is sometimes what it is. It seems to be that it was something similar to that with the Saints Row game. I think it was a dev had an interview with somebody from that company, and they were talking about like the pitch meeting and how they thought that, oh, this is actually not just good, but stuff people actually want. So we'll include it in our new game. And then that was just not the case, though. People did not want it, so it did not sell.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
Saints Row is an obvious example of just the Sweet Baby Inc. the people that work for them going ham. Because, like, the guy who is at the head of it, who did work for Sweet Baby Inc., or one of the lead writers, talked about how, yeah, I got these guys on my team, and we did a bang-up job writing all this good dialogue and writing the characters.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
he claimed credit for that, and they're like, oh, no, we didn't work
No.
on Suicide Squad, though.
Yeah. No, I think, that seems to be what it was. Like Suicide Squad, or the people at Warner Brothers, whoever, or Rocksteady. Rocksteady was saying, oh, they weren't that involved. But then people from Sweet Baby Inc. were going on and on about everything that they did, and how like intricate and massive their roles were and such. And
Well,
it's like,
it was more,
yeah.
they were claiming Saints Row, like the lead writer of Saints Row was claiming it because he was one of the lead writers, and he hired other people to work in Sweet Bank. They didn't do. They were trying to distance themselves from Suicide Squad, though, and they did take it off their site, I believe.
Oh.
So I think they want to
I
distance
wondered-
themselves from Suicide Squad, but I
Yeah, I
don't
wonder
know
too, like
why
how much of this is
specifically.
like different people who are just kind of like overstating their job performance. You know, like
Possibly.
like
And
there's got to
either
be
way, it
some
doesn't
amount of it where
really-
they're like
But
half of the
the-
problem is people who are like, I did that, and people are like, he did it, get him, and they're like, oh, I mean, like,
Yeah. Now, the thing is that however this stuff is getting in there, and it's bad, like when the stories are bad, right? When you can point out not just that you have, what is it, having the upteen black female character with the half-shaved head. It's like, you roll your eyes at it when you see it, everywhere.
right,
Isn't it? Because it's like the they're trying to say something with that. You know, they're trying to, but it's not a big deal. I mean, if the rest of the writing is fine, then you're just like, oh, you know, roll your eyes at the character design and then you move on. But the problem is that it's not just the character design. The games are usually terrible as well. That's one of the reasons why. What is it? God of War Ragnarok gets a pass from nearly everyone. Is that
Black Viking,
they had
whatever. Game, I
they
still
had
like it though.
they had one character that had a questionable design,
Right.
but
Yeah,
everything
they
else
made
worked out
Anger
great.
Boda black, who is a Norse like god or goddess, whatever.
Yeah, no, she's like some frost giant or something,
Yeah,
and it didn't make
some
sense
stupid
that she would be
symbol.
black. But other than that character design, everything else worked out normally.
And for me, I'm not actually worried about what this person specifically did to put in the game. I'm worried about the fact that these people like actively advocate for this stuff. It doesn't really matter if they did it or not. This is what these people want. These people talk on Twitter about how much they want all this diversity and crap in games. I don't care what you actually wrote in the game. If you're promoting this and supporting the work, it's just as bad if you did it yourself or if somebody else did.
For sure.
Yeah. So what is really weird and interesting though is the new developments that are coming out about their connection to Homeland Security.
Yeah,
Oh, I
because there
haven't
was
seen any of
the
this
one
yet.
site, Take This. I think I already mentioned this for you, but Take This was funded by. Was it DHS?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if
Well, it was indirectly. It was indirectly.
They're basically one of the people that pay them government grant money. Because Take This is, I think one of the things they were doing was like combating online harassment or something in games. It's not, it would be
Yeah,
something
well, they want to they're worried about de-radicalize or how video games are used to radicalize individuals.
Oh, that entire DHS doc that
Was-
had like the ADL on it and everything?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think
exactly.
that was actually connected to Take This, was it?
Yeah, it was indirectly.
Oh.
Like
Indirectly.
Take This is part of a bigger group, and that bigger group is the one that was with the ADL.
Okay.
But they specifically mention it's not just like they're in the credits kind of thing. They're specifically mentioned as being part of the group in the in the body of the application.
Gotcha. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to call it for tonight.
Right on.
Thanks for jumping on, buddy. Always good to chat with you during your midnight commutes.
Indeed.
I know it's only 10:30, but I'm going to call it a midnight commute because it's cooler. It's cooler marketing that way.
Indeed.
Insofar as it is accurately translated, exactly, Jemmy. It's all back to the Mormons once again. All right, Serranos, how you chugging on your video?
I'm still gonna be recorded from the start, basically, because I'm just not happy with it.
Good. Keep going until you're happy with it.
I mean, I did put work into it, even if I'm not using it. It's still just practice.
Yeah. At some level, you just release it, but do repeat until you're happy. Andrew, what's next with you? You got another stream takedown coming up?
Yeah. Still waffling about whether or not I want it to be this spoon video. It's so bad and so funny, honestly. But at the same time, do I really want to feed the troll?
Yeah. I mean, maybe feed the troll a little bit. I think don't do it if you find yourself repeating the same argument about what he is over and over again. But if you get like new arguments or new perspective on it, rock and roll, baby.
And you could just make a short video.
Yeah, no, it'll be short.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, and for me, I will not see you all tomorrow. There is no stream on Wednesday. That's why we did waifu-ish stuff today. On Thursday, we will update the waifu tier chart. So I'm sort of splitting Waifu Wednesday up into the 2 days, and then do some more game design. And I should have a working camera and everything in the game by the time we do that, so we can actually start making like the actual architecture of a top-down strategy RPG. So everyone, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll catch you all on Thursday. Kampai.
Jump high.